Well, that was fun. I spent the last, 5 minutes live, and nothing was happening. So that was good fun. Also, I think the chat function is now broken. Oh, no. See, it went, and then it went again. There you go. See, look, it comes back very temporarily and then goes away. I wonder what's gone on there. There we go. It's back now. Hopefully it stays. Hopefully we're good. I've had a few teething issues today. YouTube changed their streamer layout, which is interesting. So we had to deal with that, which was a change. Hopefully, not sure what's going on with that chat. Oh, so annoying. Yeah, it keeps going. What's going on here? There we go. Okay, we're going to leave it like that. I don't know, for whatever reason, it seems to be a little bit temperamental this morning. I hope we're all well. I also just spent the last 2 minutes talking like I was live, and then I wasn't actually live, and I was wondering why no one was saying anything in the chat. It's obviously a big week in FPL this week. We're nearly at the halfway point of the season. 5 free transfers. I don't know if I agree or disagree with the sentiment of doing that, but 5 free transfers to deal with whoever goes to AFCON. I've made my transfers this week early. I did Njai to Foden, and I've sold Mateta for Raul Jimenez. I think that's probably the right moves. You know, I was looking at Fulham in particular, right? They've got such good fixtures coming up. Such good fixtures. Burnley, Forest, West Ham in their next 3. And I thought just with the 5 free transfers that we've got, it made sense to do it. You know, it made sense to go for some Fulham players. A lot of people on Harry Wilson, which I just couldn't justify bringing Harry Wilson in because it would have taken me 2 transfers to do it. I'd have had to sell Mateta for like Mark Gu and then upgraded Freddie Potts to Harry Wilson. And whilst I could have done that, I just don't think it made sense when Mateta to Raul Jimenez was there for me in just one move. And how much worse is Raul Jimenez than Harry Wilson? I don't think he's that much worse. He is the Fulham penalty taker at the end of the day, is Raul Jimenez. He's their number 9, and I think with Muniz being out injured as he is currently, I think Raul Jimenez's minutes should be fairly secure. So, yeah, with all of that in mind, we went for him. Let's have a look at the chat then. Let's have a look at the chat. Who have we got in the chat? Andy, good to see you. El Mimo, Lazy Ush, Marco, Edson Martinez. Where am I at? Yeah. Where I'm at, indeed. Oh, sorry, guys. I think I need to invest in a different light. Honestly, I've been absolutely fine all week recording, and then, it's just so early in the morning, shining a bright light in my face makes me sneeze. I apologise. Nothing we can do. I just have to. I'm better. I've not been ill this week until I started this stream, and the light's been on my face. What can you do? Just give me a couple minutes, guys. I've got an idea. I'll be back in a sec. I'm going to pop an antihistamine, see how long that takes to work. Right. What we can do is have faith that that will work. Okay. What have we got then in the chat? Which defender should I put on? I think Senesi is the best of those. Cheers, Arrow. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I appreciate you guys. Allergies. Yeah, I don't know. Good morning. After 2 weeks in a row of Captain and Foden, I'm chancing my arm with Saka. Will be listening along to the stream with a cuppa. I'm pleased to hear that, mate. Should I start Timber and Rice? I do usually wait, but I just didn't see. I didn't see the harm of moving early on Raul Jimenez. Certainly not Foden, because Foden went up by, wow, 0.2 million, or even maybe even more than that, this whole week. I waited until he played against Real Madrid, and then I made the move. I thought that made sense. Raul Jimenez, I saw Mateta was going down. I thought, you know, there was going to be no extra news on Jimenez beyond what we saw from Marco Silva on Friday. He didn't even comment on Raul Jimenez, so I'd assume he's fit. And with Muniz still being out, kind of says all we need to know, really. I think Muniz is out till January at least. Would you bench boost Timber or Mateta? Oh, Timber and Mateta. No, probably not. I don't think this is the best fixture for Mateta, and I don't think it's 100% that Timber plays. Yeah, we need to get on that, don't we, Harmony? Should I buy cash for Munoz as my only sub? For Timber is Mukiele. Nah, I think you'll be all right. Honestly, when I look at defences, right, we've got here. Is that it? Yeah. I just think there's such a much of a muchness between lots of defences this week. And I find it really hard to decide who to go for. Would you bench boost? I literally don't know. Don't know who I would buy. Cash could be an option for Munoz. I just don't know. O'Reilly could be decent, I guess, but Man City, they ship a lot of goals, don't they? Here's projected clean sheets for the next 5 weeks. Man City, they do just ship a lot of goals, don't they, Man City? Brentford look quite good. You could go for someone like Vandenberg or Nathan Collins, I guess. You could even go for Van Dijk. Chalobah from Chelsea. I just don't know. I just think it's a real, much of a muchness between defenders. Yeah, Collins is on 4 yellows. That is a fair shout. That is a fair shout. Right, I'll show you where I'm at in terms of rank, shall I? I'll show you where I'm at in terms of rank and stuff. We'll consult good old FPL Fantasy Football Hub a second. There's a link, by the way, in the chat to Fantasy Football Hub. This is my team. I'll just make it my team a second. We did Foden in. And we did Raul Jimenez in. And then there's just a question of, do I pick another defender? Because I'm not... Timber's in my team for the long run, at least until Gabriel's back. And then it's... do I trust Chow? Sunderland away, first time in weird derby for a long time. What do I do with Malik Chow? I think I've got to keep Gahey because Leeds, Tottenham, Fulham, 17, 18, 19, you'll be picking them. Just not sure about Chow. And the only thing is with Newcastle is these fixtures here. What's going on there? 19, 20, 21, 22. Really good fixtures. So that's the only thing that's getting me about them. I think I've realised what it is, by the way. I had my swimming trunks. They had fallen where I put my bag last night. They had fallen behind it, and all like the chlorine was just sat next to me. So hopefully, I think I've resolved what the issue was. I do want to get rid of Chow. That's my dilemma, my decision. But the question is, who do I get for him? O'Reilly is supposedly the best defender for the next 5 weeks, but then... Alright, this is the decision I have. Then I've got a bit of a headache as to who I play. So Anderson's got a really good run of games. So does Gahey, so does Timber. Where does O'Reilly fit into my team? I think O'Reilly just gives me a... O'Reilly just gives me a headache if I buy him. I could go for... I've already got triple Arsenal, so I can't do that. I guess maybe I could get Chelsea defender. Oh yeah, this week, Nixie, I'd totally get it, but that's this week, you know? By the way, we'll do team reviews. I know I've got it in my title of my stream. Oh, this new YouTube layout's really annoying. So I can't actually see how many likes I've got, I don't think. No, oh, come on. Where's the metric gone? Those shows. Oh. They've changed it. If we get 100 likes, by the way, there we go. I got it. I found it. If we get 100 likes on stream, I will. I'll do some team reviews. So what I'll do is I'll do a tweet, and on @GoldenGoalFF on X, and you reply to that tweet with a picture of your team, and we'll do some reviews. I can see the likes now. But yeah, I'm just deciding myself whether I do Chow and who I sell him for. By the way, I'm saying all this. I know it's my team. This is a deadline stream to help you. But I think knowing what to do with Malik Chow is probably useful for everyone, isn't it? And that's what I'm wrestling with at the moment. What to do with Malik Chow. And by the way, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the Golden Goal Fantasy Football channel. Let's see how quickly we can get to 25k subs. We hit 20k last weekend, which was absolutely incredible. Be interested to see how quickly, if we could get to 25,000 soon as well. That'd be really cool. I'm just looking at defenders in the game, and I'm just not sure. Because O'Reilly in, that's fair, right? And then we get to game week 17. I'll make that move. We get to game week 17. And then I have to bench... What, do I go 4-4-2? Joachim Anderson over Elliot Anderson, or 4-3-3 maybe? Maybe that is the play, actually. But then you've got to bench Elliot Anderson. Keane. It looks like Branthwaite is training and running on grass again, mate. I'm not sure I can go for Michael Keane. Yeah, Collins is decent, but he's on 4 yellow cards. And Brentford, I think they've only got 2 clean sheets so far this season. Shalabar, could go for Shalabar. My gut is probably telling me to get Shalabar, to be fair. Everton at home is a decent fixture, isn't it, for Chelsea? And then you bench him against Newcastle, Villa. Oh, but then I'm like, he's on the bench for the next 4 weeks. But then I guess I could play the rest of my defenders instead. Maybe Shalabar is the one. Maybe Shalabar is the one. Yeah, Chelsea defence. Sorry, I saw your message said Shaliba, which confused me, Andy, but I get it. Shalabar. Maybe Shalabar is the one. It does leave me in a bit of a hole for the next few weeks, but maybe Shalabar is the guy. He's 5.4 million. What? What's his DEFCON numbers like? Ain't bad. 8.55 per 90. I may have a tune. No, I think I've gotten to the bottom of what it is. It's because I had my swimming trunks in here from the pool. I went swimming yesterday, and they'd fallen out of my bag behind my desk. And I think I have a slight chlorine allergy, and that was what was making me sneeze. So I think we just keep them. I think we keep them out of the room from now on. That's the lesson I've learned. Just be a sec. The thing is, if we do go for Shalabar, it's just what can I do with my team in future weeks? So that's my team this week. We're definitely starting Timber over Gahey, because Timber either starts or he doesn't play at all. Next week, I guess the team looks like that, doesn't it? And Shalabar is on the bench. So that makes sense. That's still a good team, isn't it? And then 18, I guess, kind of looks the same as well. Sorry, keep Shalabar. 18 looks the same. 19, that's when things change. When Raul Jimenez plays Crystal Palace and we get to Gameweek 19, that's probably time to make another transfer. But by that point, I might actually have 5 free transfers all over again. That's the question, isn't it? I'm actually gonna change the thumbnail because I've got an idea. Something else I want to cover. Bear with, ladies and gents. Bear with. There's something else I quickly wanted to cover. It's who the best captain this week is as well. I think there is a debate to be had as to who the best captain this week is. So we're just gonna sort that out a second. I think there is a real debate on captaincy this week. Right. Yeah, I know, Samir Brown. I don't want to think about it. I tend not to think about those things. Those are the things you don't think about as a swimmer. You just crack on. But yeah, you are probably right. It might be the best. The only downside for me about Saka is that I don't think he is like the talisman for Arsenal. Do you see what I mean? I just don't feel like there are so many other places where goals for Arsenal are going to come from that I'm not 100% sure that he is the best captain anymore. Or he is the best captain as a result of that, if that makes sense. You see where I'm coming from? I don't know, man. That's 2 seconds. Just going to fix this. Do. Sorry, guys. I'm just fixing my thumbnail. There we go. You don't have to see that again now. I just think, yeah, he's not had that explosive game so far. I also think if you're going to captain anyone from Arsenal, he's the one, isn't he? I think that's a fair comment. Just don't know. Just don't know about Saka. I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm on Haaland, as you can see at the moment. Aviation guy, good to see you. Yeah, that's something to mention, isn't it? We haven't done that already. If we got 265 people in the stream, fantastic to see everyone. Myself and my good mate FPL Tom, who I'm sure will be streaming very, very soon. We started the FPL Cartel, which is an exclusive members-only area with the two of us in it on Discord. We're also doing exclusive weekly podcasts together. So if you like the two of us, you'll probably, I would imagine, be jumping between the two of our live streams this morning if you're like, I would say, my average watcher. But yeah, if you like the idea of getting some exclusive content with the two of us, there's a link to sign up to the Cartel in the description. We're also giving you a 30-day free trial when you do sign up. So if you like the look of that, consider joining the Cartel using the link in the description below. But yeah, this is how we're looking. And yeah, the thing is with Saka, there's so many players available, isn't there, from Arsenal? And I think, as Sean is saying, I just think in recent fixtures, particularly, Palace have looked just leggy, is the word I would use to describe them. So with all that in mind, I think, personally, Haaland is the best captain, but I could certainly see why people would want to captain Saka, because I think there's logic in that. Haaland has 6 goals against Palace. That's pretty good, isn't it? And also, let's have a quick look at what did Palace line up like against Shelburne, who they obviously played on Thursday. Let's have a look. Crystal Palace. They obviously won 3-0. Good result. So who played? Wow, it was the main back three played then. So it was Richards, Lacroix and Gahey all started. The rest of the team got a bit of rotation. It's interesting that, isn't it? Gahey, Lacroix and Richards all started that game. Yeah. Speak of leggy. They could be very leggy going into that game, couldn't they? I think it's a fair point. You prefer Thiago over Haaland? Oh, Thiago over Haaland, do you? Wow, that's quite something. I think if you're captaining Thiago, that is brave. I admire the bravery. Oh, Morpheus Kingdom, they rested their attacking assets, but all of their defenders started and played 90. So Lacroix's played every single minute. Yeah, he's pretty essential to them, isn't he? Palace will probably play a low block. Yeah. If you could go Foden, captain, I don't hate it. Is Timber a sell? I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. If Timber doesn't start this week, I think he becomes a worry, but I think it's really hard to. To sell him. I already said hello, Adam. I saw you the first time, mate. You might have missed it. Hello, mate. Good to see you. Palace, so many injuries. Bosch aside together. Yeah. Hey, Tom. Good to see you. Go Tito. Rice and Timber or Voltamada and Estev. Oh, Rice and Timber, definitely. I think both of them play this week would be my gut feel. Yeah, I think they both play. Bench boost with Rice. No. I also, this sounds mad, but I don't necessarily think Wolves at home is the best fixture for it, for Arsenal, either. I think if you've got both Rice and Timber who you can bench, you're always going to have a strong bench boost going up to game week 19. So for me, mate, I'd probably wait until they're not flagged anymore, to be honest with you, and just not take the risk, because you're going to have a good bench boost every week. Paul, morning friends, good to see you, mate. Shall we have a look at some team news? So like I said, we'll do, once we get 100 likes on the stream, I'll do some Twitter team reviews. We've got 73 likes at the moment, but we'll have a look at some team news while we maybe get to that target. So let's see what Ben Dinnery has to say. We'll actually go back. I don't want to share my Twitter feed with everyone. I'll just tweet that I'm live now, actually. Live. Now for the... Go back to my screen as well. Hashtag FPL Gameweek 16 deadline stream. We'll just pull up some team reviews in a second. I forgot to tweet that I'm live, so we're just going to do that now. There we go. Got to let people know we're live. There we go. Okay, Ben Dinnery. Let's see what the pressers had to reveal to us. Okay, here we go. Ben Dinnery is my personal favourite source of team news and stuff from press conferences and whatnot on Twitter. Really good account to follow at Ben Dinnery. I'm going to put it in the chat actually. There we go. Okay, so Salah's in the squad for Liverpool. I don't think anyone's too interested in team news. Martinez, Torres, assessed ahead of West Ham. Both players missed the Europa League game. So that Palace are hoping that Mateta and Sarr are available. If Sarr had an hamstring issue, I'd be surprised. But it looks good. So it does look like Ismaila Sarr could be back for Crystal Palace this week. Interesting. Anyone interested in West Ham? Probably not, let's be honest. No one really cares about West Ham, do they? Not an FPL. Reynaldo should be okay. I don't think anyone's worried about Churkin or Diarra for Sunderland, are they? David Moyes. Branthwaite's back on the grass. Njai's got one more game, basically. Got them for this game and then they go to Africa. That's what he said. Thomas Frank. Solanke's still out. That's about it, really, isn't it? Nuno, we've already spoke about West Ham. So it looks like De Ligt is still out. Maguire's still out. Sesko might be back for Man United. Interesting. What else we got? Eddie Howe. Just bigging up the derby, I guess. No one's interested in Wolves, are they? If you've got a Wolves player, what are you doing? Rodri, no one cares about that really. Delap could be out for a few weeks by the looks of it. Cole Palmer will be involved. He's available. Finish the session with us. But he is okay. So I think Palmer's a little bit too early, isn't he? I was big on Palmer, but not sure. Munoz has had surgery on his knee, out for 6 weeks by the looks of it. So Mateta should be available for this weekend, but I think it's a bit too much of a risk, really. If he's struggling with a knee, that's an interesting one. Here we go on the Arsenal update. William Saliba hasn't trained with them yet. Timber, depends how he feels today. Declan Rice, let's see how he is. He was ill. So yeah, I think Rice could be okay for this weekend. So both Timber, Rice and Trossard are a matter of a few days by the looks of it. If you get a really bad knock, I think you probably recover that by the weekend after, don't you? When I used to play 5-a-side, I used to get a knock almost every game, and then suddenly by the next week, I would recover from it. Conor Bradley suspended for Liverpool. Chiesa, it looks like he's back. Okay, Kevin Schade got a ban. Reece Nelson expected to miss out again. I don't think anyone's really too worried about that. All the Brentford players you'd want to pick are available by the looks of it. It looks like Sells has got a problem for Forest as well. That's probably it. We got 100 likes, so let's do some team reviews. I'm just going to do a tweet. Team for a review. Follow me. Give us a follow on Twitter. And reply to this tweet for a review. With a screenshot of your team for a review. Hashtag FPL. Hashtag FPL community. The Haaland v West Ham triple captaincy is a no-brainer for me, mate. I think you have to do that, in my opinion. I just think there's no argument. He is the one, in my opinion. Yes, Alex, we will have a look at your team. We'll do that now, as you'll remember. So there we go. I'll pin the message as well for a little bit. We'll do Lalex's first, so let's reset that. Yes. So Lalex is 1859. I don't actually know what the free version of Fantasy Football Hub looks like. I think you can get an AI rating and like a 1 game week view of your team. Sorry, if you're not a member, you're going to have to reply to the tweet. This is for members only. We're doing this. This is Lalex's team. The only worry I'd have here, I'd probably start Timber. You're probably already doing this. I'd maybe consider taking Minte out because I don't like the next few fixtures for him, really. 1.3 in the bank. You could do Minte to Harry Wilson. That's probably what I do here. Even Voltemada doesn't feel like a... You could do Voltemada to Raul Jimenez, Minte to Harry Wilson, or Elliot Anderson is probably what I do with this team. The rest of it I think can stay as it is. I think it's fine. And I would definitely start Timber over Chris Richards, I think. Definitely do that. Right. We've got 19 replies already. Bloody hell. Everyone's going mad. Let's have a look at people's teams then. Give me 2 seconds and we'll get onto it. Another picture of the phone. Love that, Danny. And you got me on the telly as well. Love that. What should I do? 1.5 in the bank. I'd probably bring in... Yeah, gut feel is I'd bring in Joachim Andersen for Chris Richards. I would do Tavernier for Harry Wilson. That's all you need to do. You could bring in Raya in goal if you wanted, but I would look at Tavernier to Harry Wilson, Chris Richards to Joachim Andersen would probably be my moves here. Yeah, I'd probably do that. Freddie, let's have a look at your team, mate. Mateta and Pope to Gu and Raya done. Okay, mate, let's have a quick look. Three, 2, 7. So you've done Mateta to Pope, Gu to Raya. Okay. Those are interesting moves. Why did you buy Gu? I probably would have bought Raul Jimenez. I think if you've done those moves, you should probably do Minte to Harry Wilson, I guess. That's where my gut lies there, really. Obviously start Raya, start Timber. And then, yeah, I'd probably do Minte to Harry Wilson. Hopefully that helps. Bake me a cake. Who's that? Yeah, solid team. The only thing is just whether you want to go for a Fulham player. Like, you could do Mateta to Raul Jimenez and then maybe bench someone. You do have a headache, though, if you do that. But I do think you probably want a Fulham attacker with the coming games that they've got. Manoj, you got your team in the Discord anyway, mate. You've probably got a buy O'Reilly, haven't you, as a Man City fan, mate? You were telling me yesterday you really like him. Hope you're well. 100k rank. Just worried I've made a mistake with playing the free hit after I confirmed the transfer. So I've missed the price changes I'd already got ahead of. Big deal, mate. Whether it's a big deal or not, you can't change it. So don't stress. That's a good team. I worry about Lewis Skelly. Is he going to play, or are Arsenal going to do something fancy with it? Are they going to play Mosquera? Are they going to play Timber there? I'm just not sure. Just not sure how Arsenal will line up defensively. We'll have a quick look at the clean sheet odds a second. Who else has good clean sheet odds? I'd probably, honestly, I think I would pick Chalobah at centre back. It's Chalobah in my defence over Lewis Skelly. I think I'd do that. You think Miles Lewis Skelly will 100% start? We'll see. Yeah, I guess inverted fullback against Wolves, to be fair. Probably makes sense, doesn't it? Kirari's got 6 million in the bank. Haven't sold Munoz. I would do Reinders to Harry Wilson and bench Gahey. That's what I do here. You can keep Munoz for another week. I do Reinders to Harry Wilson. I think that's your priority move this week. Etalan, thoughts? Yeah, very decent team. It's just whether, if you wanted to play 5 in midfield, you could do Dewsbury Hall to Harry Wilson or Welbeck to Raul Jimenez, but... Oh, sorry, we're on the wrong teams. Sorry, guys. But yeah, that team as it is fine. And I wouldn't... You could get rid of Munoz, to be fair. Get Joachim Andersen. You could start Joachim Andersen maybe over someone in your defence, but they're all pretty good. The players that are in your defence. Hugo Tito. Bench boost and free hit still available. Mate, I think if you've got a week where you can make 5 free transfers and your bench boost is still available, I think I would set up my team in a way where you can bench boost. That would be my advice. Holly CEO, would you change anything? I don't like Ekitike, but we got any Liverpool fans in the chat? What kind of minutes do you think Ekitike is getting this week? He would be my only worry about this team, really. Yeah, that'd be my only worry. I also think the Leeds game might be better than the Burnley one. Oh, Isaac's out, is he? Okay. Of course he is. I forgot about that. Then in that case, I like it. It's just a case of whether you play Goodmanson or Esteve, I think. Or even, Lacroix's probably going to get DEFCON against Man City. So I'd even consider playing him. I know you've got triple Man City, but Lacroix will probably score 4 points this week. Silent Tears, status, Cold Plamer. Punting on Newcastle returns in the derby. Don't know if Senesi is fit or not. Bench order is a bit of a headache. Yeah, fair enough. I just worry about Voltemada going forwards, really, with Wissa being back. Decent team, though. Christian Apadale, bench order. Oh, yeah, what you've got, I think, makes sense. Senesi's probably more likely to keep a clean sheet, and he's better for DEFCON than Gahey is, and the rest of the team's fine. Darryl. Yeah, good team. Is it? I would consider Tarkovsky to Shalabar if I was you this week. Arav. On the hub I see. Yeah, I like that. What's on the bench? Yeah, I can't see your bench. Adam Walls. Can't see. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything there. You don't think you need to. Even like Munoz, you don't need to do anything with him. I guess you could do Munoz to Shalabar and maybe bench Chow if you really wanted to. Tom Griffo, this is a great team. Yeah, can't fault that. What's on your bench? Yeah, great team. Dan Lin. Everyone's team's looking very similar now, aren't they? I'd consider Tarkovsky to Shalabar. No doubt Everton beat Chelsea this week. Fist on Fire. I'd have a Chelsea defender over Matty Cash. Tango, when I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I do think you're a little light on your bench if Cole Palmer doesn't play. That's the only thing I would say. 1 million in the bank, no free transfers. Bro, if you use 5, well then I can't give you advice if you got nothing in the in no transfers. That's is what it is. Suspicious Rug. Yeah, good team that. I haven't mentioned Szoboszlai very much. I do think with him taking a penalty midweek, he becomes quite an interesting option. But yeah, I still think I wouldn't sell him, if that makes sense. The 5 free transfers makes him. The 5 free transfers makes him quite a tough buy, I think. I'm living in Bristol, UK, mate. That's where I live. Neville. Yeah, solid team that. I like it. Aptar. We're trying to get through these teams. Yeah, I would consider Mateta to Raul Jimenez, and then, yeah, if you're bench boosting, mate, you've got to do Mateta to Raul Jimenez here. Added Anderson, Foden and Wilson to my team. Very nice. Yeah, very nice. Interesting that you've stuck by Semenyo, but it's hard to sell him ahead of the prospect of him playing Man United away, really. Oh, we lost it. I've had 49 teams sent in here. Well, we've done a refresh, so I'll tell you what, I'll do 10 more, and then we'll end it, because I'm just going to be staring at other people's teams the whole time. And if we do 200 likes after that, I will, I'll do some more. You want to show me what a proper team looks like? It's a good team. Not enough Fulham in there, though. Just follow. Thank you, mate. Munoz Anderson, Stack to Wilson, Enzo to Saka, Pedro to Gu. 7.6 million available. No, I'd keep the team as it is. I think that team is, you leave it. We did Danny's. Oh, I've forgotten where we are with teams now. I don't remember seeing this one before. I would do Mateta to Thiago and bench Dewsbury Hall if I was this guy this week. I think, yeah, that's probably it for team reviews, isn't it? Because we're repeating ourselves now. Bear with. I'm just gonna go back to this screen. Clicking on and off the tweet made it really difficult to keep track. I'll scroll through. Hang on, there we go. Play my wild card. Nothing in the bank. Yeah, don't worry about Gahey. Get Lacroix if you can't afford him. Yeah, good team, that. The only thing is I'm not massively convinced by the Brentford defence, but I guess it is worth picking them, isn't it? Worried about my defence this week. Yeah, it is a little bit light. I think I would play O'Reilly over a Stev. Need some expert advice. That's a big word to use about me. Munoz to Hincape, Njai to Saka, Mateta to Gu. Realistically, fellows, if that's the right word, how long is Hincape in the team, and how likely is he to start every game? Like, in Arteta's brain, is he 100% on to play every game? I don't know. Your thoughts? One transfer left. Oh my, geez, that's an interesting team. You got way too many players in this team that I wouldn't have. I'll list the players that I wouldn't own in FPL, right? I wouldn't have Romero. I wouldn't have Kudus. I wouldn't have Wirtz. I wouldn't have Pedro or Bowen. Those are my honest thoughts. Sorry, mate, but you asked for my thoughts. I don't know how you've used 5 free transfers on this team. What have you spent them on? There we go. Thank you all for the new follows as well. I appreciate that. We'll go back to some questions now. I think we did a lot of teams then. We've got nearly 500 people watching the stream at the moment, which is incredible. Thank you everyone very much. If you haven't already, please do leave a like rating. I'll go back to the team reviews if we hit 200 likes on stream. If we've got 400 people watching, or 450 people watching, I think 200 likes is a possible thing to achieve. So yeah. Leave a like rating if you haven't already. And of course, please do subscribe to the Golden Goal channel as well. Trying to hit 25,000 subscribers now. If you can help me towards that goal, I'd really appreciate it. I think it's time to open my blinds, isn't it, in the UK now? The sun should have risen. So I'm just going to do that a second. I need to change my little ticker on the bottom, don't I? I'll do that in a sec. Might just let a little bit of air in, actually. I think it must have been quite cold last night by the looks of it. I've taken Timber out for Ben White on your free hit. Which Arsenal player would I go for if I had a free hit? Probably Hincapié, isn't it, really? Overlooking Eze. Yeah, possibly. I can't get him in my team. I think you go for Hincapié because he's almost definitely going to play, and there's no injury doubt about him at all, is there? No injury doubt about him at all. I support, so El Mimo, I'm a dirty two-team supporter, I'm afraid, my friend. I grew up supporting two teams. I followed Man United, and my dad used to take me to Bristol City games, and I live in Bristol, so I kind of follow both teams, but just with what Man United has gone through in recent years, not the fact that they're not winning, but like the values that I fell in love with Man United, I find it really hard to support them, to be honest. Not because the results aren't going their way, but just because everything I fell in love with about Man United has sort of fallen apart, really. Eze, I think, is a good free hit punt. Yeah, I probably agree with that, to be fair. We just go back to... Here we go. These are your most likely goal scorers this week. I think Gyökeres is a great... Could you say happy birthday to Regan Lawler? Happy birthday, Regan. Hope you have a good day, mate. I had to check that wasn't like a troll name. I don't think it is. If it is, then fair enough. I appreciate that, mate. Thanks for the super chat. So yeah, those are the top players for projected goals. Looks like Eze is a good option this week. Trossard, I don't think he's going to be back. It is interesting, isn't it? He's a big fan and a Newcastle. Oh, I appreciate that. I wish Newcastle the best of luck this weekend. It's a massive game, isn't it? I'm really excited for it. So the last you've seen was my team. I brought in Kudus, Wirtz, Bruno and Anderson. That's so interesting. I wouldn't have done that. I would have brought in Bruno and Anderson, definitely, but Kudus and Wirtz, tough to say they're good picks, I've got to say. But I guess Wirtz has probably got a good run in the team, hasn't he? I would start Virgil van Dijk over Dan Burn, I think. Start one, Lacroix, Esteve, Alderete. Probably Lacroix, to be fair. Sunderland 2, Newcastle 1, Ballard to score. It's the battle of the big Dans, isn't it? I'm guessing Dan Burn's going to be marking Ballard, which would be quite funny. Will Rice play? I think he does, yeah. Surely he plays. Harry Wilson, captain. That's a bit bold. What I quite like to see, though, is how high Raul Jimenez is in terms of goal scoring odds. I quite like to see that. So this is something I'm juggling with at the moment, right? In my team. It's what to do with Malik Chow. I'd agree with Andy on Sunderland at home versus Newcastle away. I agree with the sentiment of that. I'm just not sure what to do with Malik Chow, guys. Not sure what to do with him. My gut says I could transfer him for... So here's the projected goals and clean sheets. I could transfer him out for Chalobah. But... thing is, if I buy Chalobah, I'm only playing him one of the next, 4 weeks. But then, to be fair... Let's go back to my team a second. Import. The greatest team name in FPL history, by the way, I will add. The mighty Custard Cream FC. I've got to make my transfers a second. I did that and that. Where's Foden when you need him? And Raul. So that's my team as it stands. I'm just deciding really I'm going to do that, of course. Whether I sell Chow for Chalobah. Because Gahey's got Leeds, Addison's got Forest, Timber's got Everton next week. So all of those three will play ahead of Chalobah. And even for the next few weeks, they will as well. Gahey against Tottenham, Addison against West Ham, Timber against Brighton. I think they all play. I like Harry Wilson. I won't lie. Chelsea's fixtures do stink, but only for the next... Who's saying for a hit? Semenyo to Bruno for a hit? You're mad, mate. This is our Fantasy Football Hub. There's a link to sign up in the description below. But yeah. Mate. Unfortunately, Hunters, this is the nature of FPL is that no one can confirm if Timber or Rice will play against Wolves. No one can guarantee it. No one can confirm it. No one knows. That's the thing. No one knows. No one knows. Yeah, you want to phone Arteta? Give him a call. Don't trust Chelsea to keep any clean sheets now. They are certainly interested, aren't they? Sorry, I need to blow my nose again. What are you saying? Chow for O'Reilly? Sorry, guys. There we go, we're back. Sold Eze this week. That is a bit crazy. I like Eze this week. I think he could be really good. No Chelsea defender for me till Gameweek. Yeah, fair enough. I just like him this week. Yeah, he does have good goal threat. But I'm only buying him for 1 week is the only thing. And then the thing for me is once this, because I'm having Raul Jimenez for the next few weeks for Burnley, Forest, West Ham. And then after that, I need to get rid of him. So I just need to think about what my team could look like in Game Week 19. So let's do the move. We get to Game Week 19. And let's see what we could do with my team in Game Week 19. I'm going to plan ahead like we should in FPL. So we get to Game Week 19. Raul Jimenez has got Palace. I don't like that fixture. I've got 1.4 million in the bank. What do I do with this team in Game Week 19 to make it look good again? I guess I do Raul Jimenez to Mark Gu. And then in the midfield, I've got 7.8 million. I guess I could buy Declan. I can't buy Declan Rice because I've already got triple Arsenal. Maybe go Szoboszlai, Bruno Guimaraes. I could go Dewsbury Hall, to be fair. Everton have got good fixtures over that period. I guess I could go to Dewsbury Hall. Rodgers, he's not great, is he? Grealish even on a punt. Tell you what, the Brighton fixtures, as you said, do Raul to Welbeck. Yeah, West Ham, Burnley for them. That could make sense, couldn't it? I could do Raul to Welbeck in that time. Why is Welbeck not even on the top players for expected points? West Ham, Burnley. Surely. His minutes have been good as well. Yeah, I guess that could be the move, couldn't it, in Gameweek 19? We do that. I can't buy Watkins ahead of Arsenal away. That doesn't make sense. Newcastle have good, decent games as well, don't they? Yeah, there's plenty in there. There's plenty of options, I think. And then Chow, I don't really rate his fixtures for the next few either. And obviously in 19 he's got Burnley, but at that point we could bring Newcastle assets back, I think. I'm not too concerned about that. So yeah, maybe that is what we do. I don't worry about Grealish's price change. I'm not going to buy him this week. That was for Game Week 19. So I could buy Chalobah, couldn't I? What are the odds for Chelsea, Everton at home? 39% clean sheet odds. Chalobah is pretty nailed for Chelsea, isn't he? He's pretty nailed. Defcon numbers pretty good. What's his XGI like? 0.12. He's pretty dangerous, isn't he? Chalobah's got to be first choice for Chelsea. No doubt about it. How many people own the Saka Fernandes? That's an interesting one. I don't know if I can get an answer to that. I wouldn't pick Fleming. All of his returns really are penalties. Chow is a goal threat. As much as Chalobah, keep him. The thing is, I'm never this gung-ho on transfers. But because we got 5, it's exciting. I don't think Vandenberg is an option. I think Brentford concede too many goals, really. And they can't even keep a clean sheet against Burnley. Or West Ham. Or they did against West Ham. I just don't know if they keep clean sheets. They got a clean sheet against Villa at the start of the season when Villa were absolute garbage. And 1 against West Ham. That's it. And I think that was still under Potter, wasn't it, as well? Can I bring myself to do that? Leeds score, don't they? Leeds are decent enough. They'll score in that game. Maybe I'll just stick with Chow. We need a captaincy poll, don't we? We've done the team reviews, so let's end that. Let's do a captaincy poll. Who are the captaincy options then? We could do Van Dijk. Oh, don't tempt me. I can buy Van Dijk, can't I? Oh, God. I could so do that. I could so buy Van Dijk. Well, the fixtures are good as well, aren't they? Oh, I could buy Van Dijk. But then I get a benching headache every week if I do that. It's like I'm not a mess. It's just one position in my team. It's just one position. I'd go Gahey over Richards, definitely. Bloody hell, nearly 550 people in here. Thank you everyone for joining the stream. I really appreciate that. The thing is, if I buy, what were we at? Buying, let's reset my team. So we get rid of Dewsbury Hall. We buy Potts back. Just go back to what my team is at the moment. We get Potts back. So that is my team at the moment. Then we go back to game week next week. And say I do... Who was I buying? Van Dijk, wasn't I? I buy Virgil. I think just every week have a benching headache, because then next week, I mean, what do I do? Is it a back four? Van Dijk, Tottenham away. And then just every week I have a benching headache if I bring in Van Dijk. I bloody hate benching headaches. Yeah, you're right about Chow. Yeah, you're probably right about him, aren't you? That I should just keep him. Yeah, Potts was benched, but I don't care. He's just fodder, mate. He's just fodder. I think I do probably keep my team as it is. It's just the luxury of these 5 free transfers that's making me more likely to make these silly moves, really. I need to change this text, don't I? Let's ask some questions. Say hello in the chat. Say hello in the chat. I've done GI to Foden and Mateta to Raul. Just on your question, Levi, who asked that question? Jeffrey Gilchrist. Bruno G or Risk Rice. That's a worry for me, having both of those, because you're going to have that issue every week. I absolutely hate an FPL benching headache. Who's Tete? Exactly. And Anderson, I was going to say Jai. Anderson is the only one I'd have from Fulham. He's the only one that's getting defensive contribution points. And whether he plays for Fulham or whether he plays for his national team, he is a player that just hoovers up DEFCON. So he's just an absolute magnet for clearances, blocks, interceptions, all of those lovely stuff we like for DEFCONs. He's going to get them. So Anderson is he's the one from Fulham for me, no doubt about it. And those Fulham fixtures coming up are they're unreal. Burnley, Forest, West Ham, next few. We've got 5 free transfers this week. You can take a punt on a Fulham player, definitely. Fulham are going to absolutely stack it this week, aren't they? And be terrible. Just know it. Good to see you, Paul. Sorry if I missed you in the chat earlier. Ballistic Banana, Bench Boost, Rice, Dubravka, Isidore, and Alderete. I think you'll have other weeks to do that. Brisky, mate, you were one of my first ever viewers. And yeah, we hit 20,000 subscribers last weekend. I mean, what journey this channel's been on, eh? Incredible. So yeah, we're on our way to 25,000 now, I guess, mate. But yeah, very grateful for you and very grateful for everyone else that has subscribed as well. Like I said, what a journey. What a journey this channel's been on, mate. I think I was in this room when I first started live streaming, to be fair, but a lot has changed in my life since you first started talking to me on stream, mate. And I'm grateful for all of it. I don't think we ever ran on Coal, but we definitely ran on a less powerful laptop than the one I have now, that's for sure. What was the question? What put me off O'Reilly? It's not what put me off him, it's just I've come to the conclusion that maybe Chalobah is better. He may fit the mould of my team a little bit better as well. And then someone suggested Van Dijk, and I was like, oh, I quite like him too. But then I think if I buy Van Dijk, I have such a benching headache every week. And I guess a benching headache is like a luxury position to be in, but at the same time, it's my worst nightmare in FPL. It's not thinking or knowing who to play every week. I just hate that, to be in that position. So I'm probably going to stick with Chow. But, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough this week. There's nothing, people asking for concrete news on Declan Rice and Timber. There's nothing. And we're not going to get anything ahead of the deadline either, I don't think. We're not going to get anything. Benching headache, yeah. Could get an injury anytime. I'm kicking myself over this move. The thing is for me with Saka, we'll make him my vice. The thing is with me with Saka is I don't think he is the best. I'm not even convinced he's the best Arsenal asset. They've got multiple players to play his position now. He's not in a place where he needs to play like 90 minutes every game. Those days are gone for Saka. He gives away too many penalties, even though he is supposedly the penalty taker. I'm not 100% convinced. And also, I'm not fully sure he is the Arsenal talisman, if that makes sense anymore. The returns for Arsenal just get shared so much throughout the rest of the team. I mean, he's not even the top scoring Arsenal midfielder anymore, is he? Oh, your question was transferring Rice or Bruno Guimaraes. It depends. If you've got bench cover, I'd bring in Rice. If you don't, I'd bring in Bruno Guimaraes. I would definitely keep Virgil van Dijk if I had him. I was drunk last Saturday, used all my 5 transfers and have Anthony Gordon. It could be worse. I don't think Gordon's too bad. Jemima. No, we haven't. 500 people are going to be very grateful for you asking that question. I'm going to show you something, ladies and gents, that you will hopefully find useful. So I think this is the best. What I'm about to show you is the best you're going to get in terms of lineup predictions, right? So there's an account on Twitter run by a lady called Emma. She does an excellent job. Jump the Wave, @Jump the Wave is her Twitter X handle. And what she does, she gets a group of fans from every Premier League club to predict the lineups of their team, puts it all into a spreadsheet, and then comes out with a percentage likelihood of players to start. And I think it's very useful seeing this because it gives you an idea of who's going to play. So this is the Arsenal lineup this week, and it is an absolute minefield, isn't it? Only Raya, Hincapié, Lewis Skelly are 100% to play. Other players that are high up, Ben White, Timber is 73%. Rice is 64%. Eze 82. Saka, I think Saka plays, and Gyökeres probably plays too, doesn't he? But that's it in terms of Arsenal assets. I don't mind the Bruno captaincy. I still think I'd give it to Haaland, though. I wouldn't look past Haaland. We'll have a look, mate. We'll have a look at Jesus. 2 seconds. Just in relation to your Jesus question, there's 2 Jesuses. There's Gabriel Jesus and Igor Jesus. If you're talking Gabriel Jesus, I don't think he plays, to be honest. Might come off the bench, but I don't think he starts. Villa, this is their predicted team. Martinez, Cash, Konsa. A little bit unsure as it's whether it's Lindelof or Pau Torres. Martin, Tielemans, Kamara, McGinn, Rodgers and Watkins. And then it's complete bit of a mess on whether it's Buendia, Guesson, or Guisson, Marlon or Onana as like the 4th midfielder. Brighton, looks like it's going to be Verbruggen, Van Heck, Dunk. Bit of a mess other than in the other positions, but Kalioglu, Vifa, Welbeck, Jorginho and Minte definitely going to play. Chelsea, someone is saying that Jorgensen is going to play, which is interesting. Reece James, Gusto, Chalobah, Fofana, Cucurella, Enzo, and then the rest of the team is a little bit of a minefield, except Palmer and João Pedro. Everyone's predicting João Pedro to start. He probably scores against Everton, to be fair, but then the Chelsea fixtures get a bit too tough, I think. Liverpool, they're pretty... I think the team's pretty certain, to be fair. Alisson, Gomez, Virgil van Dijk, Konate, Kirkez, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Curtis Jones, Wirtz, and Ekitike. Man City, Donnarumma, Mateus Nunes, Ruben Diaz, Guardiola, O'Reilly, Gonzalez, a mixture of Reinders and Bernardo, Doku, Foden, Cherki, Haaland. Man United, Lamens, Dallo, Mazwari, Heaven, anyone interested? Bruno Fernandes, Ahmad, and Mbumo are all predicted to start. Newcastle, Ramsdale, Livramento, Chow, Burn, Hall, Tonali, Miley, Bruno, Murphy, Gordon, Voltemada. So the guy that brought in Gordon, I don't think it's the worst shout in the world. Tottenham, Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van de Ven, Spence, Bentancur, Kudus, Xavi Simons, Kolo Muani, and Richarlison. And that's it for the lineup predictions. Let's go back to my team. So my team, as it says in the ticker, I did Njai to Foden and Mateta to Raul Jimenez. But I'm stuck. I'm stuck on whether to do Chow. Most content creators consider Gyökeres as a flat track bully. Why aren't you all ramming him down our throats? I don't really rate him that much, to be honest. He might do well this week, but I think you pick an Arsenal asset for the long run, don't you? So yeah, I wouldn't pick him for the long term. By the way, if we hit 200 likes on stream, I'll do another round of team reviews. What else was I going to say? And yeah, if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the Goal and Goal channel as well. Let's see if we can hit 25,000 subscribers sometime soon. I'd be very grateful if we could do that. We've got 500 people watching. I reckon 200 likes is definitely possible, and then I'll do some more team reviews. Aaron, thank you, mate. 20k, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Very grateful for everyone's support and subscribing to the channel to get there. It's been a hell of a journey. Who would you cap between Haaland, Thiago, both Brunos, Haaland? The one I've got is my captain, mate. Yeah, if you're free hitting Gyökeres is a no-brainer, I'd agree. Ballistic Banana, I appreciate that. I'm probably the only one live, aren't I? Bench boost, Porro, Rice, Dubravka, Isidore. It's not bad. It's just whether you could bench boost that pretty much every week. We just hit 200 likes, by the way, so I'll do another tweet. But you could, realistically, with that, you could bench boost any week. So just have a look at your team and think, is there another week I could use this bench boost? And if the answer to that question is no, do it this week. We just hit. Yeah, even DCL scored more points than Gyökeres. Of your team for a live review. Hashtag FPL. Right, and then I will unpin that message. Do another tweet. There we go. And then we'll pin that message. So yeah, if you want a team review, please reply to that tweet and we'll do a review. What I'm going to do, we'll do a reply to my tweet with a screenshot, Dylan. I'm just going to wait for a couple minutes, let everyone put a reply in, and then we'll do it, because otherwise I'll have to refresh a couple of times and it's just annoying. So yeah, I've got such a stinky midfield, not sure who to bring in. I've got Minte, Enzo and Njai. Harry Wilson, mate. That's your answer. No one knows for sure if Rice is going to play. Oh, Paul, have you got yourself into that position? Did you use them all early? Did you splurge all your 5 free transfers early, did you? Should I take Rice out for Saka? Nah, I don't think that move makes sense. Who would you cap between Haaland, Thiago? Both. I've already answered that, mate. No, we won't start again. You've not missed anything. Right, let's have a look at what people have sent me. The quiet corner, eh? Raya Dubravka. Good team. I would, if I was you, I'd like a little bit of Fulham in here. I'd consider Dewsbury Hall to Harry Wilson and bench Minte this week. That's what I'd do, I think. Start Timber, Anderson, O'Reilly. Lordy, 251 overall. Huge, mate. You don't need to do anything with that. There's nothing needing doing with that team. I'd wait till next week before making any more moves. That team is absolutely fine for this week. Coles there. I want to do Raya to Pickford and Richards to Gay. Nah, too luxurious. I'd leave it. That team is absolutely fine. The one move I'd consider is maybe Harry Wilson or Raul Jimenez in. Oh, clicked off. What a numpty. FPL Royale sold Eze to Rice and Krupi to Thiago, hoping moves pay off in the long term. Eze to Rice is an interesting one this week because I think Eze is amongst the best players in the game this week. We did those 3, didn't we? Sandman, bench, Vicario, Eastern, Mateta, Calafiori. Honestly, I would consider doing Mateta to Raul Jimenez, maybe playing him over one of your defenders or Dewsbury Hall, I think. Fist on fire, best 3 Arsenal on a free hit. It's probably those 3. I'd agree with that. Bench VVD or Romero. Oh, you've done it right. I'd start Van Dijk. The home fixture, I think that makes sense. Yeah, great team, that. SHRM. Raya Virgil. I think a defensive transfer, Keane to Anderson, doesn't look too bad. Of course, Uwe. Let's do your team as a member, and then we'll go back to the rest of the team reviews. Reset team, yes. 130530. Let's have a look. Why are these guys greyed out? I don't know. What have you done then, mate? Replace Munoz with Gahey. Okay. I quite like João Pedro this week. Feels like Anderson from Fulham is missing from your team as well. So I'd maybe look to do that. You could do Esteve to Anderson, maybe. But other than that, you're probably best off using your transfers maybe next week, really. I think the team's fine, to be fair. Next week, you're probably best using it to get rid of Mbumo. But right now, I don't really see an issue with this team. I think it's really good. Right, let's go back to the tweets. AGFSCD, any suggestions? I would consider starting Dubravka over Petrovic. Anderson is better than Tete for Fulham. Rest of the team is fine, though. I've got nothing really to comment. It's just I think Dubravka, you could make a case to start him over Petrovic because you've got Semenyo and Raul both playing your... Actually, no, you don't have Bruno, so ignore me. But you know what I mean. Tete is going to score this week. Probably is. Now you've got Tete. Obviously, there's no point in taking him out. But yeah, Siddig, Raya, Timber, Chalobah, Van Heck. I would definitely start O'Reilly over Van Heck. Sir Harold or Wilson, Foden, Xavi. You might think I'm crazy. I don't like Xavi Simons at all. I'd consider starting Elliot Anderson over him, genuinely. Playbell, Raya, Anderson, Timber, Collins, Saka, Bruno Fernandes, Minte, Foden. I know the Brighton fixtures do get good, but I would consider Minte to Harry Wilson just this week, I think. Mark Hudson, Sanchez, O'Reilly, Timber, Chalobah, Rice, Foden. Yeah, good team. I would probably play Anderson in your defence, maybe even over O'Reilly. Kushik. Sanchez, Chell, Virgil van Dijk, Van der Ven, Anderson, Richards, Foden, Wilson, Saka. Yeah, good team. I got nothing really. I'd consider maybe Van der Ven to Anderson, maybe, or Chell to Anderson, just for the next few weeks. Logicon, Raya, Virgil, Chalobah. Yeah, good team. I'd maybe consider Calafiori to someone. Calafiori's the disposable one here, I think. Maybe you could get Hincape and play him. FPL, I thought I said bare balls then. Bare bells. Kelleher, O'Reilly, Hincape, Timber, Foden, Saka. Yeah, good team. Nothing, I got no comment. Good team. Patrick's had a massive rank rise by the looks of it. He's got a good team too. I like it. Ruben. It won't let me see it. I don't know what you sent me, but it won't let me see it. Good to see you, Claudette. Hi, Tom. How you planning to keep Potts? I'll just keep him, mate. He's fodder for me. I'll keep him in until I change formation. Free hit team. We'll make one, shall we? We'll make one after this. Thinking of putting Haaland captain. Yeah, I think he's the best captain, I'll be honest. Mate, I'm going to do reviews until I get tired. Oh, we've had a super chat as well. Sorry, guys. The stream is going mental. I'm not used to having 570 people in. Crazy. Thank you, everyone, for joining. So sorry if I missed some of your messages. Start 2. Gahey, O'Reilly, Minte, Mateta. O'Reilly, and I'd make a transfer. One of Minte or Mateta, they change for a Fulham player. Mirage made one transfer, Barnes to Saka, 4 left. I'd consider Minte to Harry Wilson for just a 1 week punt, or a couple of weeks. I'd probably do Petrovic to Raya as well. Yeah, I consider that. Prolence, Raya, Virgil, Anderson, O'Reilly, Bruno, Szoboszlai, Saka, Rice. Good team. Sanchez, Timber, Hincapi, Anderson, Chalobah, Fernandes. Good team, that. Bench of Leno. Interesting bench boost. Not sure I'd bench boost with that team, mate. I don't think Goo's going to play. I don't think Kamara's worth it. I wouldn't bench boost with that. Surely you can use your transfers better to set up a better bench boost, or just wait till next week. This will be the last one because I've reviewed about 30 different teams now. And if you've listened to these, you should probably get a good idea of the kind of players I like and don't like, because you've probably got a team that's the same or very similar to one of these that you've seen. This is a great team. I've got nothing to say, mate. This is a really good team. What's new in Claudette's world, by the way? Good to see you in the stream again. Since both Gordon and Voltman played 90 midweek, do you think Whistle will start? I just don't know. It's my answer. I don't know, and that's the problem. I think Voltemada is risky now. I always thought he'd be risky when Wissa's back. I just don't know. The thing for me with Saka captaincy, and this is my overarching point about it, is I'm not entirely convinced that he's not really that sort of talismanic figure for Arsenal anymore. I think his minutes are going to be shared with Madueke, because Madueke's been playing really well. And I just think the goals are shared too much now through the Arsenal team. He's not that. It's not because he's gotten worse. He's not gotten worse. Arsenal, the squad, have gotten better. He's not that like absolute main man anymore, which would kind of put me off it. Sorry, I missed your super chat, AM. Rangers for who? Mateta for Voltemada or Thiago? I'd definitely buy Thiago over Voltemada, and I do Rangers to Harry Wilson this week if you can afford it. My pleasure. I think I did about 30 teams then that I reviewed. So if yours got missed, I apologise. But if we get to 300 likes, I'll do some more. It is, you probably couldn't put yourself in this position, but when I'm analysing loads of different individual FPL teams, it is quite taxing on the brain. It is quite taxing. Yeah, I like the Don. I like Munoz to Anderson. I like that move. I like Elliot Anderson in midfield. 3 Arsenal on free hit. Gyökeres, Saka, probably Hincapié, I would say. I think Timber's the best Arsenal defender, but because he's flagged, I think you just go for Hincapié, who is like 100% to start, I think. 99%. Recommend Munoz replacement. I think it's probably Anderson, looking at the next few weeks and the fixtures that Fulham have. I'd probably say him. Wissa's only put in about 15 minutes. Yeah, there you go. Still think he's decent, though. Sorry, I think Wissa's so decent that it puts me off Voltemada. Grealish and Enzo Lefebvre, definitely not. Wouldn't get them. No, Jesus, questions I haven't, mate. Who to cap? Haaland / Thiago. Haaland for me, mate. Check who my captain is. Free hit draft. Yeah, let's do a free hit team. Shall we? Let's pick a free hit team. Let's reset and go back to my team. Custard cream. Obviously, the best biscuit on earth, by the way, a custard cream. Which is why it's my FPL team name. Who would I pick on a free hit? Fantasy football has broken. Let me refresh it a sec. There we go. So, I think it's Haaland and Thiago up front, isn't it? I'd pick Harry Wilson, Foden, I think, in the midfield. I'd probably pick Gyökeres up front. I think you kind of have to. Make transfers. Too many Arsenal. Oh yeah, we got Timber as well. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Let's go Hincapié. Goalkeeper. I think we picked Sanchez. Let's just change some things around. Do that. Defender. Just go Mukiele because he's good and cheap. I think if I had a free hit this week, that would be it. Don't know why Haaland's bugged like that, but that would be my free hit, I think. Sanchez in net, Hincapié, Virgil van Dijk, Joachim Andersen, Saka, Bruno Fernandes, Phil Foden, Harry Wilson, Gyökeres, Haaland, Thiago up front. I think if I was on a free hit, that would be my team. Let's just refresh that a second so we get the graphics tidy. Oh, got rid of my transfers. That would be my team if I was on a free hit. I would keep Timber, mate. I'm starting him this week, to be honest. I wouldn't triple captain Saka this week. I wouldn't even captain the Saka this week. You can see my captain's on Haaland. I'm not sure I would. I think game week 17, when Haaland plays West Ham, is the prime time to do it. I'll be honest. I think that's the week. But yeah, hopefully that helped people that are on their free hit. Rice instead of Wilson. Rice instead of Wilson. No, you got to go Wilson, haven't you? Especially with Rice being a doubt this week. Which goalkeeper would you consider? It's probably Leno, isn't it? But Raya, I think, overall. After these few weeks, I think Pickford is really worth a shout. Just looking at the fixtures. Everton's after 18 get really good. Burnley, Forest, Brentford, Wolves, Villa, Leeds, Brighton, Fulham. They're really good after then. So that's a good run for Everton. A generational fixture run. So yeah, don't mind Everton after that point. But for the next few, I think Leno. Then you could move on to Pickford after that, to be fair. Ooh, what's happened? My team disappeared then for a second. There we go. I think Wilson. Because Dan goes off to AFCON, isn't he, after this week? Bruno captain. I'm selling Senesi. Who should I go to? I probably wouldn't sell him, to be honest with you. I think there's much of a muchness between the rest of the defenders. I really do. Start Gravenberch or Anderson. Which Anderson? I'd start the Forest one, I think. I wouldn't have Gravenberch in my FPL team. Sorry, Eva. We've done team reviews for a bit. If we hit 300 likes, I'll consider doing some more, though. If he doesn't play, I have 0 on field, so I'm hoping you're right. Who was that you were talking about? Senesi will be fine, I think. Oh, okay. Who would I get if you need to make a transfer? Tom is captain in Saka. That is bold. I'm not sure. Not sure I would do it. I think my overarching point about Saka is I just don't think he's the absolute clear main man at Arsenal anymore. There's too many returns from other players, I think, that could happen, if that makes sense. I don't think Saka's a bad option. I just think the returns will be shared a bit too much. I do worry about the Man City fixture against Palace, but the solace that I take is that it's probably going to be Nathaniel Klein at right wing back, and they're going to be playing 3 centre backs that played on Thursday. Daniel Farke or Eddie Howe at a 200 backstroke. I don't know. Who's fitter? Who's got the better legs? The 200 backstroke is all about legs, mate. So, I don't know. Who do you reckon's got the most endurance in their legs? I'd pick them. I couldn't even imagine doing a 200 backstroke nowadays. Wolves are terrible, but... And also... Everyone scored against Wolves. Yeah, but come on. I mean, Haaland bagging a brace against Crystal Palace. How likely, unlikely is that? 1.06 XGI per 90 he's got. It's ridiculous. I'm on Haaland. Saka's due a haul. We'll see. What is Saka's ownership as well? Excuse me, 21%. I think just owning him is decent, to be fair. I think you own. Ooh, do you hear that? Sorry, guys. Looking to replace Njai, Harry Wilson. That's your answer. Yeah, but then I think Haaland is miles better than Saka, you know? Just my thinking. And also, say Arsenal were 2-0 up after 60 minutes. Saka could be subbed quite easily, couldn't he? Let's be honest. They've got loads of options for those forward spots now to Arsenal. I could see Saka getting an early substitution. Whereas the chances of Haaland getting an early sub is very low, in my opinion. Even though he got one against Sunderland. You know what I mean? I just think Saka's less likely to play the full 90. Yeah, the point of Saka being subbed, I think, is just keeping a bit of rhythm for Madueke as well, who is obviously doing quite well this season. Is double Arsenal attack worth it instead of double defence, as you won't mind a clean sheet wipe? Depends in which context you're talking about. I don't know on Declan Rice. It's inconclusive as to whether he's going to play. Eva, I've said we've done team reviews. If we hit 300 likes, I'll do some more. But right now, we'll leave it. Dewsbury Hall, Gahey is first sub. Probably say Gahey. Claudette went Foden over Haaland. I tell you what, that's the other shout, is with how Palace will set up, the injuries they've got in their team, meaning that Klein is at right wing back. I could see a world in which Foden outscores Haaland this week. Who are the captaincy options then for a poll? We've got to do a poll, haven't we? We'll get rid of we'll remove the pinned tweet, the pinned message, and we'll do a captaincy poll. Who are the options for a poll? Your captain. It's probably Haaland, Saka or other, isn't it? To be honest. Other, please comment. Eze. Ooh, I like Eze. I like Gyökeres too. But obviously, the thought of bringing in Gyökeres for 1 week. The thing is, Jesus questions. I actually think Foden, Thiago, and Bruno are all kind of the same for me in terms of how likely I'd be to captain them. Yeah, Eze minutes too. They're a little bit of a doubt. I'd say he's going to start, but Madueke is a factor. I think he plays on the left and the right for Arsenal, and Martinelli's in there as well. A lot of options, a lot of minutes risks. I'm just going to shut my window because it's getting a bit chilly. I won't speak ill of any other FPL content creators, but I really appreciate the first part of that message, Cal. Yeah, Eze rested midweek. I think he starts, don't get me wrong, but I just think there could be some early subs for some of these players. Captain Bruno. I like it. I was just saying that, Sharky, actually. I don't think he's a better captain, but I think he could be. You know, a world in which Foden outscores Haaland for another game week is not outside the realms of possibility, is it? Let's be honest. That could happen. There's no question, I don't think, that could happen. Looks like Palmer is still feeling some pain in his groin, apparently, according to Fabrizio Romano, so he might not be back for Chelsea, which I think suggests that... What was I going to say? If he's not fully fit, that could be Enzo. Enzo could be fully fit. Sorry, Enzo could be in your team. Or could be in the team and could be a good option. Do you think I should go for Raul Jimenez over Yuri and Timber? Yeah, I don't mind it. Let's have a look. We'll have a look at Solio as well. Player points predictions. Top scoring player this week is Haaland, 7.4. Saka, 6.5. Let's have a look. Should we have a look at all of the... Let's have a look at all of the expected points algorithms. So that was Fantasy Football Hub. Next up, we've got Solio. Saka's top for Solio, 7.13. Then Bruno, then Haaland. Let's have a look at what is it? FPL review. Let FPL review load. There we go. Oh, what's my ID? Hang on, bear with. I got to chuck it in. I think if I put my ID in, I can see it. Oh, didn't like that, did it? What's going on? I've crashed FPL review, guys. Or is everyone just using it? There we go. There it is. So then, this week. Whoa. Wow. That is a golf, isn't it? Saka, 7 compared to Haaland on 5.4. Their goal scoring odds are about the same. 0.75 for Haaland, projected goals. Saka 0.63. Obviously, Saka could be more creative given he takes set pieces and corners. That's an interesting one, isn't it? I would definitely say Harry Wilson over Mason Mount. What's the poll saying? Whoa, 181 votes. Get voting on the captaincy poll. Let's see what people are saying. Saka could get DEFCON as well, couldn't he? He could. He's got the potential. 7.9 per game. Nervous? Definitely not. We don't get nervous. I'm just unsure. I don't know what to do. I think two decisions for me, really, isn't there? There's the captaincy call, and then there's what to do with Malik Chow. I guessed I would definitely use Reece James if it was me. I don't mind those transfers. AJ. Yeah, Bruno could be a shout, but I just don't know. If you want to go differently to Haaland, I think you definitely have to go Saka, don't you? I think those are the two options. As you say, Chow was a Jeep. I know you meant to say keep. I think he's a keep too. Start Minte or Welbeck. Probably go Welbeck because he's on pens, mate. Do you think I should go for Raul Jimenez? You've taken the message away. Great. Madueke, I don't think he's first choice, so I wouldn't go for him. I think Arsenal's front three will probably be Eze, Gyökeres, Saka. And he has Saka captain locked. Interesting. That is true, Cavill. Rodgers on penalties. I literally have no idea, mate. I don't know. The Villa and Everton penalty takers, anyone's guess for me, I think. It's probably Tielemans, isn't it? Overkill to have Wilt? Definitely not. Hard to say about your team, whether your team value is good or not. Doesn't really relate to whether you should wildcard, I don't think. It's whether you're happy with your team. I'd probably keep Cunha and move someone else on for Bruno Fernandes. Watkins is quite possibly the worst penalty taker I've ever seen, by the way. So I'm not sure he'll be taking them. Eva, if you ask me to review your team one more time, I'm not just a slave that's here to review everyone's team that asks me. That's not the game, I'm afraid. Otherwise, we spend the entire stream looking at people's teams. If you ask me one more time, I think I'll probably just blot you out of the chat. Everyone else is being pretty orderly and nice. Have to get the ban hammer right. I think that's a fair comment, though. Do you know what is the case with Declan? He's been ill, and I don't know if he's going to start or not. It's not certain. No one knows for sure. You already had your standard. No, I don't have that for breakfast, mate. That's changed. I used to have that for breakfast last year. I go through phases with my. No worries, Eva. 2 toasts, 2 eggs, and beans. Yeah, that's not been my breakfast for a little while. I go through little trends with what I have for breakfast. I don't know if you guys are the same. But yeah, I have phases. Interesting. When should I use my triple captain and bench boost? Well, bench boost is entirely dependent on your team. Triple captain is Gameweek 17, Haaland v West Ham, I think. Should I start Welbeck or Dewsbury Hall? Oh, Welbeck, the penalty taker, I think. Well, actually, I say that no, because Njai's still there for Everton, so he'll take the pens. It's hard. It's hard for me to say Sal João Pedro ahead of Everton. I think I'd sell him next week, but you probably got to keep him this week in reality. Yeah, you probably got to keep him this week. Keep cash or transfer, same. That doesn't make sense, mate. First sub, Richards or Goodmanson? Richards, definitely. I think Palace have... Oh, I was just about to say Palace have got a chance for a clean sheet, and I've got Haaland as my captain. Gravenberch or Senesi? I'd have Harry Wilson over both of them, if you can. My gut feel says Gravenberch. What's his DEFCON like, actually? So I think Senesi probably gets DEFCON, doesn't he? Gravenberg's not too bad for DEFCON, 8.8. Tough, that. Senesi. That probably means Gravenberg's going to score now. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm not having that Boubacar Kamara is the best Villa FPL asset. Even if he's returned in recent games, I'm not having that. Sorry. He might be in the best form, but I don't think he's the best. Yeah, Ekitike for this week could be good. Isaac looks like he has a niggle, yeah. Snake, appreciate that. Yeah, the Arsenal minutes could be a problem, but I would pick both of them on a free hit, mate, to be honest. My answer is pick both of them. Both Gyökeres and Thiago, I'd have them both on a free hit. Any thoughts on Dango? Yeah, could be decent, but he goes to AFCON, so you've only got 1 week of him. But if you can get him in for a week and it's workable, sure. Because Sharda is suspended as well, isn't he? Because he's got 5 yellow cards, if I'm not mistaken. I think you got Captain Haaland there. I feel like this is a week where the average is going to be around 40 points. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a fairly high scoring week, mate. All the good assets have got a good game. Oh, if Raul Jimenez scores a hat-trick this week, could you... I'm manifesting a big score from Raul Jimenez this week. I'm so excited to have him in my team. I think he's a really nice differential. I don't like Gabriel Jesus. He's just not going to play enough minutes. You should captain Raul Jimenez. I don't think so. I don't think Salah starts. I think 40% that he plays. No, I think Rice and Timber are fine. The only thing I would say with this week, you've got to have bench cover. I think both of them either start the game or don't feature at all. You've got to have cover for that, I would say. Rodon to Hincapié or Senesi to Timber. Rodon to Hincapié, I think, this week. I'd pick. I think Raul Jimenez is better for the next few weeks. Gyökeres is better this week. The thing is with Gyökeres is, outside of this week, I just don't know if he's going to play every week. Yeah, that was my plan with Jimenez, as he's in my team for the next few weeks. And then we maybe move on to Danny Welbeck. Or Dewsbury Hall goes in my midfield. We'll see. Jesus or Jesus. I keep saying Jesus, obviously Jesus. The thing for me is, if he was past it, he would not be playing for Fulham every week. He just wouldn't. In my opinion, I think Timber is probably more likely to start than Declan Rice, but I think they both start. Yeah, Levi, I don't think Saka is like the talismanic Arsenal figure. I'm doing hand gestures to define it. I just think the returns are being shared through the Arsenal team far more than they are through the Man City team. It's Foden and Haaland from Man City, whereas Arsenal, they've got threat from set pieces, loads of other players in their team that are real threats. And I think Gyökeres is the one from Arsenal this week, if I'm honest. Palace also, the back three that you'd expect to start this week, they all started on Thursday. I'm still backing Haaland as it stands, but I'm not That's, as people will attest, previously I have definitely thought about captaining Saka. No doubt about it. And I might still do it, but that's my logic at the moment. I just don't think Saka is like, the separation between Saka and the rest of the Arsenal players is enough, if that makes sense. I'd go Harry Wilson, mate. He's more fun, isn't he? Thiago or Saka. I think it's Haaland or Saka, my two options, so that should answer it. You go Saka. Szoboszlai or Ekitike, both of them. I have Senesi and Timber with my cover being Mukiele and Gudmundsson. No, I think it's fine. I'd probably hold off on bringing in Rice this week. I think what you said there, Jesus Questions, is past it, but just in other words. Hincapi or Ben White? I think I'm saying Cappy. Will João Pedro? Yeah, João Pedro will start, I think. Because Delap's injured. You can start both. I wouldn't pick either of them on a free hit, to be honest. I don't think I'd pick either of them on a free hit. I think the front three on a free hit is Thiago, Gyökeres, Haaland. Midfield is Saka, Foden, Bruno Fernandes, and then Harry Wilson. I don't think I would have Szoboszlai or Ekitike on a free hit. Fair enough, Chris. I would bench Vandenberg. I think Cucurella's better. You're trusting me. Okay. I can't remember what I said. You're bench covering Mukiele. It's all right, mate. I just don't think... It depends. Is there another defender that you really like that you could replace Senesi for? Cash or Anderson? I'd say Anderson, to be honest, with the DEFCON. Watch me bottle it in Captain Saka. Watch me. João Pedro, I've already answered that. Yes, I think he will start. How can you ask me a question, I answer it, and then 10 seconds later you put the same question in the chat? What's going on? We need 300 likes to do some more team reviews. So yeah, 15 more to go. We got nearly 600 people in the stream. If we get 15 more likes, I'll do some more team reviews on Twitter. Anthony Gordon's in the chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've been trying really hard with this channel. I really appreciate that. Oh wow, the likes are absolutely rolling in. Thank you everyone. We're on 600 viewers. I don't think I've ever had 600 people in a stream. Absolutely huge. Yeah, if we do 300 likes, well, there we go. Insane. Thank you everyone. Please do leave a like rating on the stream and subscribe to the Golden Goal channel if you haven't already. Things are blowing up on the channel today. Absolutely insane. Thank you everyone for the support. How cold is it in my place? Not too bad. I just like the comfy fleece. Right, I'm going to do another tweet then. See, people saying the Saka's due a haul. I think Haaland's underperformed his XG recently as well. I would agree with that. He could have done so much more against Fulham than what he actually did. Right. Reply to this tweet with a screenshot of your team to have it reviewed. What I'll do, there's a link to it in the chat. I'm going to pin the message. reply to that tweet with a screenshot of your team. I'm just going to go back to my team for a couple of minutes. We'll let the teams come in and then we'll have a review. I'm just going to hold on for a little bit if that's okay. Still got an hour and a half of this stream to go, by the way. I wonder if we can get to 500 likes on the stream. What do you reckon? What's a good like target for the end of the stream? What do we reckon? Yeah, agree on Palmer. I don't think he's quite there yet. Which combo is better? Hincapié, Bruno, Dewsbury Hall, O'Reilly, Bruno. O'Reilly, Bruno, Harry Wilson, I think. But I don't know why you'd go... I don't know why you do that over... I'd go in Hincapié over O'Reilly, I think. I'd go in Hincapié, Bruno, Harry Wilson. TMC, I do like that. I think long-term Mateta is probably done in FPL. And having a third striker being a dead spot is not the end of the world, I don't think. Thoughts on a Wirtz punt? Have you seen enough from Florian Wirtz to punt on him? I don't think there's enough positives to his name to do it. I just go Harry Wilson, to be honest. I think he's better at the moment. That'd be my thoughts. Let's do some team reviews then. Okay. Bloody hell, notifications are going crazy. Thank you, everyone. Right. Let's have a look. David Curry. Yeah, like that team. Like it a lot. Baltimore to Raul Jimenez. Yeah, I don't hate it. Chalice, what to do, boss? Was thinking Minte to Wilson for the next 3. Yeah, I do Saliba to Hincapié, and then yeah, Minte to Wilson I like. 2 free transfers, 3 mil in the bank. I would look at Senesi to Van Dijk, Minte to Wilson if you wanted to use them both. I think on current form, Thomas, I would say Wilson over Jimenez. But in my position, I had to make 2 transfers to get Harry Wilson in. Whereas to get Raul Jimenez in, I only needed to make 1. So that kind of made my decision. Palmer on a free hit. Probably. If you're free hitting, I would not pick Semenyo though. I would pick Foden almost definitely. Or Harry Wilson. I think Harry Wilson needs to be in there. It's a good team, that. I just wouldn't pick Semenyo on a free hit. Thank you, everyone. Please do leave a like rating. James Sexton. There's a famous sportsman called James Sexton, I think. I can't remember what sport they do. Used all your free transfers. Okay. Yeah, good team. I did skip you. Sorry, mate. Good team. I've got nothing to say, really. Great team. You're in a good position there. Best Munoz replacement. I don't know how many free transfers you have left. But you can almost just leave him on your bench, really, for another week. I think the thing for me is with him is... Yeah, you could just leave him on your bench for a week. Cam Torn. Yeah, good team. Skymar. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Lyrical. Lyrical Jazz Pro. What an interesting team this. You've used all your 5 transfers. But you're still having to start Gahey and Lacroix. What have you used your transfers on, mate? This is a weird team for someone that's used 5 transfers. What did it look like before? Differential team thoughts. It's a bit too differential for my liking. I don't like Doku. I don't like Neto. Sorry. Sayen. This is a good team. Yeah, I like it. It's a good team, that. Nishan. Johnny Sexton is a divorce lawyer in America. He's also an Irish rugby player. Yeah, that's where I thought I remembered it from. Donnarumma, Anderson, Timber. Yeah, good team. You don't need to do anything. That's a good team. I would question. I'd consider starting Welbeck over Dewsbury Hall, though. He's on penalties. Yeah, I'd consider Welbeck over Dewsbury Hall. I would get rid of Neto for Bruno Fernandes. I just don't trust his minutes. Bruno Gomes is going to play, isn't he? Let's be honest. But I don't know if Neto will. Tanish. Yeah, good team, that. I would definitely start Raul Jimenez, though. I'd start him over Guardiola. No, I'd start him over Dewsbury Hall, actually. Oh, Guardiola. I would definitely start Raul Jimenez over one of Guardiola or Dewsbury Hall. I'll leave that up to you. Zion Wilder. Any changes? Nah. Gu wouldn't be first on my bench, though. I'd have O'Reilly. Swap O'Reilly and Gu around. Ignore when I use my free hit. Yeah, this doesn't need a free hit, guys. What? Mate, this is a team for Gameweek 15. Raya, Timber, Burn, Estev, Saka, Foden, Minte, Rogers. I would consider Minte out for Harry Wilson and Estev for Joachim Anderson, I think. That would be the moves I'd consider. I think that's it for team reviews. Let's have a quick look. Rice captain. Definitely wouldn't do that. Not even sure he's going to play. That's a good team. Mike. With that bench, that's a good team. I would definitely start Timber over Gahey, though. Because Timber either starts or he doesn't play at all, I think. Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, I like it. Good team. You definitely need to do something about Gakpo, though. Get Harry Wilson in. Get Harry Wilson in. Definitely. I think we're done. I've done about 30 teams there. My brain is done. I need a rest. I hope you guys can understand. You've probably seen a team that's similar to yours. I've on this whole stream now, I've probably looked at about 100 different teams. If you've not seen one that's in some way similar to yours, then I'd be shocked. I quite like Jimenez. I just think he's a nice option. He's worth a go with the coming fixtures, I think. I've been quite impressed with Fulham, and he takes penalties. I think that's what I've gone for him. It's 3 weeks. Opinions might change after this week if he does terribly, but it was Harry Wilson and spend 2 free transfers, or it was Raul Jimenez and use only 1. So that was why I did it. Should I -8 for Jimenez? Absolutely not. No, that doesn't make sense at all. Of those 3, I would think Scrolling Stone. I think I'd start Gahey. Let's see how he does. Indeed, that's all we can say now. He's in my team. I've got faith. Let's see how he does. Let's see how he does. By the way, seeing as we've got 550 people in here, do consider giving me a follow on X and Instagram. My handles are there. On Instagram, you get to see what I get up to outside of FPL as well. Won't be a sec, just going to blow my nose. Thank you for the super chat, Ahmed. Raya, Byrne, Allison, Cash, Semenyo, Foden, Saka, Szoboszlai, Thiago, Haaland, Raul, Senesi, Guardiola, King. I want to bench boost game week 17. Yeah, it's a good team. I don't really have much to say. It's a good team. I think you could almost bench boost it this week, to be honest. But yeah, if you want to bench boost next week, that makes sense. I think your team this week's really good as well. Rocking Gaming YouTube, I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, but where do Timber's points come from, you know? Sorry, Cyan, I wish I knew if Rice was going to play. We don't know. Arteta's kind of just saying it's touch and go. I don't know. Anderson or Vandenberg to transfer in. I personally prefer Anderson. I think of the two players in the two teams. I think Anderson is most likely to keep clean sheets, and he's better for DEFCON. Would you up... Joshua, I don't think I would do that. If Rice was 100% guaranteed to start this week, I would do it. But he's not. Good to see you, Liam, mate. I hope you're keeping well. 2 headaches in my FPL team, bud. It's whether I get rid of Chow for Trevo Chalobah or Van Dijk, and whether I captain Saka. I'm still in 2 minds about that. Would you bench boost with Timber in the starting lineup? Benches Dubravka, Dewsbury Hall, Esteve and Rodon. Vandenberg will score a goal finally. Mark my comment. Tarkovsky goes for me for a few weeks. I'd consider getting an Arsenal defender if you don't have them, or Anderson. I think Konate's okay with the fixtures that he's got. That's my plan with transfers too. I've still got 3 left. I think rolling to have 4 next week is not the end of the world. I do want Chow out. Yeah, I do. I won't lie to you, I do. I'm just not sure where the clean sheets are coming from. I'd be really surprised if he kept a clean out against Sunderland, and the same against Chelsea and United. Yeah, there's obviously Burnley, but they were unlucky to concede in that game, to be fair. Well, actually, 1.61 XGC. I do want to get rid of Chow. In fact, I think I want to get rid of Chow more than I want to captain Saka over Haaland. But I think for my team setup in this week, Van Dijk or Chalobah are better. Just captain Saka and don't think about it. Why? I'm thinking about it a lot, mate. Sorry. Your reasoning for fair enough, mate. I wouldn't speak down to anyone that's captaining Saka this week. There's like nothing you can say negatively about the move. I think it totally makes sense. But then there's Erling Haaland as well, you know. So it's really hard. It's really hard this week. I'm going to go on Tom's stream on my phone. Two free transfers left. Roll or make more surgery. Raya, Timber, Vandenberg, Anderson, Chow, Foden. Nah, that's fine. That team is fine. People don't realise how good Crystal Palace team is, Munoz. Yeah. But then how much of an impact does Munoz have on the team, really? How much of an impact does he really have on the team defensively? The thing that would concern me as well is they started the 3 against Shelburne on Thursday. They're not fresh. Well, neither is Haaland. He's not fresh either, is he? But my gut feel captain is Haaland. It honestly is. It's Haaland. I can't get away from it. I can't get away from it. I can't get away from it. Yeah, that's the only other thing about, Munoz being out for Palace. He's one of their main attacking threats, isn't he? So does it change all round the tactics that they play with? That is true. And Haaland, yeah, you're right. He is always fresh, isn't he? That is a fair point. Enzo Lefebvre, good pick. Nah, I just think there's so many better options. I think Elliot Anderson, Harry Wilson, and Dewsbury Hall are all better in my opinion. Captaining Eze ahead of Saka, don't hate it. I think if I was to pick someone not Saka, it'd be Gyökeres. I think Gyökeres is going to go absolutely I think he's got real potential to go crazy this week. I really do. Bruno G in for Semenyo. I don't think there's much in it, to be honest, between the two of them. I don't think I'd do that. Yeah. Sit back, play on the counter-attack. I actually don't think Fulham did sit back and play on the counter-attack, though. I watched the Man City-Fulham game. I would not describe Fulham's play style in that game as sit-back counter-attack. I think they dominated possession for a majority of the second half. They actually outplayed Man City in 45 minutes. Fulham are really good. I disagree with the comment that they sat back and counter-attacked. Munoz gets DEFCON every other week. Klein has not played for a year or so. Yeah, exactly. I would agree. And he's had some early subs as Haaland as well. Use 4 free transfers. Mateta, Caicedo and Jai Munoz to Goo. I like that. Good moves, mate. Saka or Rice? I'd have to say Saka. Rice might not play. I'm pretty sure he will, but he might not. I don't know, Chogle. Like the Timber or Rice, I have no idea. I think Timber probably does. I think they both probably do. But Timber is the most likely of the two to play, in my opinion. Good morning. Would you start Minte or Welbeck this week? Welbeck. He's on penalties. I think Welbeck is the better Brighton option. Start Minte or Senesi. Minte. 2 transfers in for Calafiori and Munoz. Yeah, those two have got to go, I think. The Everton run from 19 is pretty good as well. I think Timber could quite easily play 90 minutes this week. Rice, maybe. Rice got 21. He did get 21 DEFCONs, but it's still only worth 2 points. Mbeumo will start, I agree. I think Mbeumo plays. Mbeumo and Ahmad both play for United and then they go. Would you risk Palmer on a free hit? Probably not, because you can pick Saka, Bruno Fernandes, Harry Wilson and Foden over him. And it doesn't look like he's completely sure to start either. Gravenberch replacement suggestion, Harry Wilson. Or Elliot Anderson. That's my overarching feeling about Saka too, is the spread of Arsenal attacking returns. I guess it's the same with Haaland recently, with Foden getting a lot, but it's only really 2 men for Man City, isn't it? With Arsenal, there are so many players from their team that could score. Wolves to upset Arsenal. I've read the script. Yeah. Salah, well, he's playing against Brighton. Is he actually going to play though? That is the question. Is he actually going to play? I think Timber will be fine. Yep, I think it'll be Klein that plays right wing back for Palace. I agree. Gakpo replacement, Harry Wilson. I think, yeah, I'd say Harry Wilson. Captain Bruno. That happened. A lot of people thought about that last time. I don't think it quite worked out for them, did it? Funny hell. 21k overall, Ender Dodd, and he did a -4 with 5 free transfers. No, I would bank on Timber starting. I think you've got to. -4s for defenders are not a good idea in my opinion. I honestly think there are 5 players I'm looking at in my team that I could captain this week. Genuinely think there are all options. Haaland, Saka, Bruno Fernandes, Foden and Thiago. They're all captaincy shouts. I just think if you don't captain Haaland, you've got to go for an Arsenal player when they're playing Wolves, haven't you? Enzo to Cunha / Szoboszlai / Semenyo / Wilson. Harry Wilson. Would you sell Van Dijk to Hincapié? You know what? That feels like a bit of a luxury move. I'm not sure I'd do it because I think Hincapié probably won't get DEFCON, whereas Van Dijk has a very high chance of DEFCON. And I do think Van Dijk has been unfortunate not to score yet this season. I'd be surprised if he doesn't head in a goal from a set piece in a coming week. I'm so amazed that Van Dijk hasn't scored from a set piece yet. With how threatening he looks, how often they go for him, I'd be really surprised if he didn't score from a set piece at some point soon. I really would. Van Dijk or Chalobah, I'd say. It's 50-50 really. Get a coin out and flip a coin, I reckon. That's my Van Dijk versus Chalobah. Yeah, I don't have an issue saying most of the community is on Saka. I don't really have an issue. I think he's a perfectly decent captaincy shout. I just think Haaland could be better. Everton have been on a good run. Yeah, but they've got tough fixtures though. They go on a good run of fixtures soon. Rice or Harry Wilson? This week I'd have to say Harry Wilson. Long term it's probably Rice. But this week, I mean, I can't even say with any level of certainty that Rice plays, to be honest. Yeah, you probably say Van Dijk over Chalobah actually. For the long run anyway. His fixtures are better, definitely. Burn or Dewsbury Hall? Probably damn Burn, I think. Van Dijk or Anderson? Which Anderson? The Forest one or the Fulham one? I bring in Hincapié, I think. Stack or Harry Wilson? Harry Wilson, definitely. Haaland better captain because I think Palace are exhausted. I would agree with that. Saka is a minute's risk. I think Saka will start, but I do think he could get an early sub. Bourbon biscuits or Bourbon every day of the week, mate. Malted milks are just a little bit boring, a bit too dry. I want to buy Wilson. Who should I sell between Semenyo, Eze, Minte, Rice and Bruno G? It's probably Minte, isn't it? But then getting back when the fixtures get good. You could swap them around, to be fair. I'd probably say Joachim Andersen, mate, over Chalobah. Long term. Although Chalobah is probably better this week. No, I haven't captained anyone other than Haaland yet, to be fair. Yeah, exactly, Arkin Bloom. It's really tough. Palmer's just not quite there yet for me. I don't think he's solid enough that he's going to start every game to pick him yet. Van Dijk or the one in my team. Long-term Van Dijk for the next... Yeah, I'd say Van Dijk, actually. Thiago's a perfectly decent captaincy shout. Saka or Rice long-term. Get a coin out, flip it. I think they're about the same. Do I replace Munoz for... I don't mind that. For Hincapié Linda. You think Thiago is good for captaincy? He's alright, yeah. He's one of 5, I think. All 5 are in my team. Saka, Bruno, Thiago, Foden. I'd actually put Gyökeres up there as well. Will Gyökeres play a full 90? I don't know. I'm literally getting booed in my chat at the moment for captaining Haaland. I can't believe it. Oh, mate. England, they've bottled the Ashes, haven't they? They just haven't prepared for it at all. They've not prepared for it at all very well. They've not taken... I don't think they've taken it seriously. They've been way too relaxed about their preparation by the sound of it. I'd probably say a Maryland cookie, mate, over a Bourbon. Rice is better than Saka. Stack to Wilson or hold transfer. It depends. If you have to start Wilson, I would do it. Would you sell Rodon or Mukiele for Vandenberg? No, I don't think I would. Favourite Discordee, and why is it Abby? Is this Abby in the chat? What's going on? Tell her she's got a fan in the chat. I've sent it. Put it in the Discord. How many chips do you have left? I've used them all. I'm terrified of Gameweek 17, guys. I'm not going to lie. Next week is going to kill me. Next week is going to kill me with Haaland. He's going to kill me. Oh, I'm terrified of that. Terrified. Best Donnarumma replacement. I just keep him, mate. Don't replace him. There's no need to. The logic that you bought him with, you should keep him. I don't see why you'd sell him. Buendia or Wilson? I'd say Harry Wilson. What do you think? I don't think Bournemouth has been great recently. I do think Bruno could get points, yeah. I think he's a captaincy shout this week. I've already answered Buendia to Wilson. Yeah, I know. Hopefully my bench boost goes well. Fair enough. I think you've done well out of Munoz in the time that you've had him. I wouldn't be too sad. Is Sanchez a sell? Yeah, probably, but it just depends on who you're planning to replace him with, really. You know, who would you replace Rob Sanchez with, looking at the fixtures and stuff? Maybe Jordan Pickford in a couple of weeks' time? Anderson in with Richards or Senesi out? Yeah, I'd do that. I'd probably get rid of Senesi. Top 10 travel. Good to see you, mate. This stream is absolutely popping, mate. Look at the numbers. Incredible. Everyone wants to know what to do with their 5 free transfers, don't they? Marino, what do you think, fellow Bristol City supporter? I think his minutes are too uncertain this week. I genuinely think Gyökeres starts up top, which reduces Marino's appeal. I wouldn't go Marino. I really like Kelleher. Yeah, well, Brentford have only kept 2 clean sheets this season. One of them was against West Ham, and the other one was against Villa when they were terrible at the start of the season. Maryland cookie, or is that Viscount? I've never had one of those minty biscuits, so I'm going to have to say the Maryland cookie, mate. If Timber doesn't play, who should be bench 1, Goo or Rodon? Rodon. I don't think Goo gets enough minutes to justify it. Timber being a doubt, I'd bring in Hincapi if you wanted an Arsenal defender. Timberburn Anderson is fine. Yeah, that team's fine. The only question I would have is, how many minutes do you think Voltemada gets, and is Thiago better? Because Thiago's starting and playing 90 this week, no question about it. Chocolate digestive, I hate thick rolls, so shortbread, mate. Custard creams or Biscoff creams are the goated biscuits, though. Just saying. Can't decide between the two. Got a head-to-head this week for £100. Should I use my triple captain? Really wanted to save it for next week. £100 head-to-head, that's huge. No, I wouldn't. Next week is the time to use your triple captain, mate. Oh, actually, you know what? If it's for £100, you might throw your season, but it depends. Is your rank at the end of the season or £100 more important to you? For me, as an FPL YouTuber, I think my overall rank across the season is more important to me, but you're not, so that's something to consider. I don't like jammy dodgers, mate. I don't like jam. I'm a weirdo. I don't really like jam. Yeah, I went swimming yesterday, AFC 1995. No competitions coming up, but we are in training at the moment. A couple of my friends did some swimming yesterday, though. I did a tweet about it. I can't show the video because I'll get copyright struck. But a couple of my mates from my swimming club, they had a good day of it yesterday. Actually, I think I can share it because it's only like 5 seconds long. Here's my mate John Wood becoming European champion in the 100 fly, winning the race on the touch. And then a friend of mine from my club, Rebecca Guy, 3rd fastest 50 freestyler in Britain last night. So that was pretty cool as well. So I could share that. Is there anything better than a warm meal after swimming? Don't think so, mate. I could genuinely eat a horse after I swim. So, no, there's nothing better. Though, actually, I can tell you something worse. Having to cook the meal. Because as soon as I get home, I want to eat it immediately. So the weight of having to cook is unbearable at times. Yes, big risk on Voltemada, I'd say, long term. I think I would go Raul Jimenez or Igor Thiago ahead of him, to be honest. Luke, good to see you. We are enjoying the later deadline. Hopefully 520 other people are enjoying the later deadline as well. 520 people watching the stream. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Love it. Thank you, everyone, for your support. If you haven't already, please do leave a like rating on the stream. If we get 400 likes, I'll do another round of team reviews on Twitter. And please subscribe to the Golden Goal channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that. What a huge week this is going to be in the realms of FPL. I think it's destined to be a big one, isn't it? It's destined to be a big one. We've got another hour and a quarter of the stream to go as well. Have you bought any tickets to the 2020? Mate, no way. They're way too expensive. I'm not rich. How long can you hold your... I've never really tested it, to be honest. Don't know. I can do a 50 freestyle without breathing, but that's obviously at full sprint. I've never really tested it. Best Timber replacements. I wouldn't get rid of Timber. Ali, I appreciate that. To win the head-to-head, triple captain Saka or Haaland, I think you got to get it to Saka. Because he will not do that. Your opponent will not do that. I think the big differential over your opponent will be triple captain in Saka. Does that make sense? Are you having fun? It's been up and down this season, mate, I would say. My chips have not paid off at all. Bristol get promoted. It's Bristol City to you, mate. The answers I've received are surprising. Bristol City getting promoted, 100%. Do I replace Semenyo with Rice? Nah, because we don't even know if Rice is going to play this week. I'm definitely a Messi over Ronaldo guy, mate. Although I do think it's quite interesting what happened to him earlier in life with the growth hormone. That's all I would say. But I just think Messi is the best footballer that's ever played. 139k rank. Don't really want to cut that up. Yeah, fair enough. I would not triple captain anyone this week. Next week, Luke, is the time. Haaland, West Ham at home. Don't overthink it. Use it then. I don't know. I don't know the ticket costs at St James's Park. But the problem you will have could well be ticket availability as well. Not even affordability, is whether you can actually get one. They sell out every week. Like the Newcastle fans, yeah, it's crazy. We're not Bristol, mate. We're Bristol City. I will just confirm we are Bristol City. There are unfortunately 2 teams in the city of Bristol. Only one is worth talking about, but that's why we're Bristol City. It's like calling Man United Manchester. I would definitely support Bristol City, mate. I think I would start Anderson and O'Reilly over Minte probably this week. Yes, the other team are nicknamed the Gas, and we don't like the Gas. We need a derby at some point, mate. I'm feeling, well, you probably don't want a derby. They haven't won in like a million games. I'm probably not going to look at Villa assets. The thing is, for me, who would you pick? It's probably just Rodgers. The rest of them, Watkins has been poor. Their defence concedes too many goals. Rodgers is the only one, and is he better than the players I currently have in my team? Probably not. Yeah, White on a punt could be good, but I don't think he's in the team long term enough, and there's a very, very outside chance that he could get benched. I just don't know how Arsenal are going to line up this week. I've no idea. Could be Norgard playing centre back again. I just don't know. I just don't know, mate. By the way, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like rating on the stream. That would be fantastic. What are the chances of Timber playing? I don't know. I'd say about 8. I'm 80% sure he plays, to be honest. White for 2 weeks only, then moving on. Even if you pick White, I don't know if he plays this week, and I don't know if he plays next week. I think you're much better off going for Hincapié, to be honest. Nah, Saka won't get rested. I think Saka plays. It's just he won't play a full 90, I don't think. That would be my thing with Saka. Oh, bloody hell. Option 1. And if we hit 400 likes, by the way, I'm going to do some more team reviews on Twitter. So, yeah, if you leave a like rating, need 12 more for 400 likes, and then I'll do a load of ratings on Twitter. Njai to Rice, Mbeumo to Saka, Munoz to Keane. Option 2, Njai to Rice, Mbeumo to Bruno. Option 3. I do Njai to Harry Wilson this week and do the moves next week. I don't think you need to use all of your transfers this week. Unless there's a way you can get Saka in, actually, by downgrading Munoz. If you can do Mbeumo to Saka by downgrading Munoz, I don't hate it. Captaining Cole Palmer, I don't rate that. I'm not sure Cole Palmer, his minutes are good enough this week. Maresca's still saying he's struggling a little bit with his groin. He's not fully fit, Palmer. He's definitely not fully fit. Thing is, for Palmer, I think the recovery from the injury that he had is it's not linear, it's very up and down. Will Salah start? It's a really interesting question, that one, because he seems to have made up with Slot. By the way, let me know in the chat, are you team Salah or team Slot? I'm team neither. I think they've both been in the wrong, to be honest. But I think if they've kissed and made up, which it seems like they have, he'll probably start because, well, I just don't know who else Liverpool have available, really. I just don't know who's available for them. Thoughts on a free hit with no City and getting likes of Eze, Ouattara, Ekitike, maybe Salah, Van Dijk? Yeah, don't hate it. I'm doing bad with my captain picks this year. Bruno Fernandes, Gameweek 14, when Haaland, yeah. That's the danger of not captaining Haaland, mate. Should I keep Mateta or change him? And that week where you captained Bruno over Haaland when he played Fulham, Haaland hit the post twice. I got rid of Mateta and I brought in Raul Jimenez, mate. I would put Timber at sort of 75% playing, like FPL says. Yeah. Captain Thiago. He's one of a few captaincy options this week. Sure, you could go for it. Let's see what the captaincy poll's saying. We'll get rid of the team review thing. 4 more likes and then we'll do some more team reviews. That's what the poll's saying. 1,000 votes, 57% are on Saka this week. That is interesting, isn't it? Do you think you're better than No, I don't think I'm better than anyone, mate. Quite like Raptor. He was kind enough to invite me on his podcast when it was still a thing. I think he's had to can it for a little while because he's too busy. But going on his podcast was one of the highlights of my year last year. It was a really, was it this year I went on? This year. It's been one of the highlights of my year. I had a great time. Jamie, I didn't actually grow up in Bristol, but I absolutely love dance music. The double inverted bourbon. Mate, what are we chatting? A double inverted bourbon. I'm going to change accounts in that. We'll tweet to say that I'm live. Bear with. Go back to my team. I'll just give us a second. I'll do a tweet to say we hit 400 likes and we'll do some more team reviews. Community. Sorry, just done the tweet. The only thing that would keep Senesi in my team is that I don't necessarily believe there are other defenders that are like that much better than him. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. Yeah, the Bristol, what are they called? I'll get it. They play up by Cribs Causeway. What are they called? Oh, I'm going to get it. I got invited to go to a game the other week, but I couldn't because I was busy doing FPL stuff. We'll find it. We'll find it. We'll find it. I'm in a group chat called Ice Hockey. What are they called? Bristol Pitbulls. There you go. Boards, I'm not answering that question, mate. I wouldn't shoot any of them. I shoot myself. No, I'm joking. Better not get clipped for that. I'll wait a couple minutes for hope the allergies have disappeared with your swimming trunks. They have, mate. Actually, we've been a lot better for the majority of this stream after I got them out of my room. I now know what is causing my sneezing, and it's chlorine-covered swimming trunks that dry next to me, so we'll stop that. Most people probably miss that. Predicted rank after Gameweek 30. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Document is decent, yeah. You were on this morning when I was struggling. We've stopped struggling now. We're doing a lot better. No news on Mbumo. I mean, your guess is as good as mine as to whether he plays. Yeah, Jamie, I tend not to think about swimming pools. I just swim and not think about that. I love the sport of swimming. I don't think about it. You just don't drink the water, do you? Here we go. FPL Saka Prime. Did Munoz to Hincapi. 4 free transfers. I would honestly consider starting Welbeck over Bruno G here. And over O'Reilly. I would also consider bringing in a Fulham player as well for Freddie Potts. You could bring in Harry Wilson and start him over O'Reilly. I'd be worried about not having Saka. For 4 free transfers, 1.6 mil on the bank, what should I do? I think I've already answered that as well, Danny. We looked at it earlier. Richards to Anderson. That's probably all you need to do, really. Just do Richards to Joachim Anderson, and then you're fine. Used all 5 free transfers, thinking of getting rid of Saka in a few weeks to upgrade the defence. Interesting. Yeah, it's a decent team. Got nothing to say, really. Alex, thinking of holding my 3 transfers, doing Vifa to KDH and Rodon to Keane. Yeah, hold them, mate. You don't need to use them. Jack Collins has done all 5. Senesi to Anderson, Henderson to Leno, Minte to Bruno G, Calafiori to Ruben Diaz, Welbeck to Raul. Yeah, fair. I don't think I would have done the Ruben Diaz move, though, because he's on the bench. But at least you've got a good bench. If you've not used your bench boost, you could do a worse week. There's a worse week. This isn't a bad week, I meant to say. Oh, God. Martin, brilliant. Should I captain Haaland or Thiago, and is Cunha a good option to captain? Also, I need to be careful now with what I show from Twitter after that meme. What someone has done by sharing a meme there has decreased my trust with the general FPL populace to the point where I'm not going to scroll Twitter on screen anymore. Should I captain Thiago? Haaland or Thiago? I'd go Haaland, I think. Saka's the best alternative. Brandon. Good team, that. Good team. Get all these. I need these open now. There we go. Colin. Defence looks questionable this week. Maybe get Shalabar in or Van Dijk if you can afford them. It is a bit questionable, but I think it's all right. I would just look at maybe Shalabar or Van Dijk if you can afford them. Marco Savage. Ooh. Voltemar and Minte downgrade just to get Bruno in. No, I wouldn't do it. Don't think it's worth it. Don't think it's worth it. Who else we got? Cazo, Adam Fex as well. We'll do you. Raya, Virgil, O'Reilly, Anderson. Good team that. I would just consider maybe Minte to Harry Wilson. Or you could use transfers to set up a bench boost if you need to do it. Minte to Harry Wilson might help you with that, to be fair. Okay, 5 free transfers. Let's have a think. Minte to Harry Wilson. Enzo to Elliot Anderson. Munoz to an Arsenal defender in Cape. You could do Mark Gu to Raul Jimenez. Hover to, I don't know, Mukiele, Rodon. Then you got a bench boost. I think that's it, isn't it? Cazo. We didn't do Cazo's team. There we go. These graphics you've got are weird. Says on my ticker what I've done. Njai to Foden, Mateta to Raul. I'd consider Dubravka over Petrovic this week. Other than that, great team. That is a really good team. That's it. I think we're done with team reviews now. Very funny saying Ronaldo's facial features have changed. I know exactly. You knew exactly what you were doing there. I do find those memes quite interesting, but I don't want to speak too much on the topic on YouTube because it could be a bit dodgy. But it has meant that my trust now for viewers is not good. and we won't be sharing Twitter on screen anymore. I'm not going to get political, mate. I don't care enough. Look what Let's Talk FPL was up to this morning. Look at that. Gosh. I think we're done with team reviews, mate. I'm exhausted. My brain is done. I've looked at probably 150 teams this morning. You've definitely at this point seen a team that's the same as yours. You're going, mate. Goodbye. Who am I captaining? Well, have a look at my team, mate. There's your answer. Galway looks lovely. I do want to go to Ireland. The sunrise this morning looked amazing. Cash, Dean or Anderson? Anderson. Minutes, definitely. Prefer the minutes. And Defcon. Mate, I've ballsed up. Did a mini wildcard. Looked strong, but I brought Saliba in. Oh, mate. You have to hold him. So you don't believe in Saka? I mean, he's in my team, isn't he? So I do believe in Saka, but I still... The captain is currently on Haaland. Yeah, I can imagine Jason Tatum, actually. I have been thinking about this, right? Because it's crossed my mind. It's crossed my mind. Because it'd be nice to live in another country for a little bit of time. So I have sort of considered moving to another country. The one that I'd most like to try out for a bit is Australia. You know, it's English speaking with better weather than where I live. But it makes doing this very hard, doesn't it? Like timing of deadline streams and FPL Premier League games and stuff. It makes it quite tough to talk about football. So, yeah. I'd live in Australia but then be completely nocturnal, and I'm not sure I'm about that life. I don't mind the spiders. I can deal with spiders. It's just the redbacks you need to worry about, isn't it? You moved to Switzerland. Interesting. I know a fellow swimmer who lives in Switzerland, actually. He does quite well in Geneva. Sorry, I was just checking my phone to see if there were any team news or leaks or anything. Come to Malta. Yeah, I consider that. What's going on in Malta, mate? I'd like to go on holiday there at least. It would make no sense. Exactly, mate. Exactly. I think you need to stay European, don't you? I think probably Dubai is the furthest away you can go and still make it work with the time zones. But then one thing I would say, and obviously the UK winter is crap, but there is an element of the UK winter being so terrible that you're more inclined to stay inside and work. Whereas in the summer, I don't know about you, I sort of let off a little bit and get a bit, I don't know, I want to rest and relax a bit more and spend time in the sun. But in the UK winter, I want to sit at my desk and I want to work. And I think, well, you can all probably tell how much I work on this channel and how much time I've spent on it. But I'm more inclined to do that, I think, in the UK winter than I would be if it was 28 degrees and sunny outside every day, There is an element of that in the UK. Do you think Thiago is a good option? Yes. Why not? Leeds at home, joint top scorer. Well, second top scorer in the Prem, I think he is. 11 goals. Yeah. if I said he wasn't a captaincy option, then I'd be mad. I think he's one of maybe 5 you could captain this week. There are multiple captain options this week, I think. Best 1 week punt differential attacker, Raul Jimenez or Harry Wilson. Definitely one of those two, mate. Definitely one of those two. You find the warm weather could motivate you more. Fair enough. I always just feel when it's really sunny outside, I become a little bit lazy. That's just my overall thing. I have made 3 free transfers in Bumo, Munoz, Mateta, Saka, Vandenberg. Nah, I'd leave Senesi if he doesn't. I think you're fine. Depends on the day, but I still wear a t-shirt. Fair enough. 4 Szoboszlai in, Rice out. I don't... -4. No, I wouldn't do that. Keep Rice. I still think Rice plays. Best holiday destinations you've been to? I've got 2 favourite cities. They're both in Europe. Both best holiday destinations I think I've been to. Yeah, Barcelona was amazing. I really, really enjoyed Barcelona. And I'd say Rome as well. I really like Rome. Rome was good. Really enjoyed Rome. I quite enjoyed Bali, but I got really ill. And it also, where I went as well, there were areas of the island that were just, some of them were like really bad. Like Kuta, Seminyak, where all of the main tourist spots are. They're quite tacky and run down. Because they're basically the Australian version of like Magaluf and wherever else they go on holiday, like Benidorm. Towards the south of the island, you've got, what's that called? What's the south of the island called? Uluwatu. And that's like influencer central. Like 90% of people in Uluwatu are not from Bali. And it was just, yeah, almost dystopian with how many influencers were there. But what I liked, where did I go? What was it called? Sediman was rural Bali, and that was beautiful. That was probably the best place I've ever stayed. And yeah, I had food poisoning for 2 weeks. I had a stomach parasite, mate. Me and my girlfriend at the time were ruined by that. It was not good. And yeah, I won't go into detail, but it was not fun. Watkins versus Ekitike versus Foden on free hit. Foden's the one for me, with the detail he's got. With the form that he's in. Oh, I really need the loo, guys. I've been live for 3 hours and I'm desperate. I'm going to have to use the loo. I will be back in 30 seconds. Oh, flatmate's using the loo. I can't go in. I have to wait. Bench 1, Virgil, O'Reilly, Anderson. Yeah, completely agree. Tractor damage. I think you're in Thailand, aren't I, if I remember correctly? Bro, I should live with a flatmate, that's all. I'm fairly normal. You want to know a lot about my life, don't you? Very expensive to live here in Bristol, and to have a flat to yourself, a decent one that you'd actually want to live in, rent-wise, is like $1,300, $1,400 a month. I don't want to pay that kind of money in rent at the moment. Do you think if my only Arsenal defender is Timber, I should get Hincapié for Richards? No, I wouldn't be that desperate. I don't think I'd be that desperate. In the gentle beach town of Wahin. Is it nice? You're going to miss all the games today. Fair enough. Is that because of time zones? Me and my girlfriend are thinking of leaving Malta and going to live in Manchester. Tell you what, my two favourite cities in the UK are Bristol and Manchester, mate. I don't like London. It's too big, too busy, a bit too dangerous, to be honest, in some areas. Manchester's nice. The northern quarter of Manchester is lovely. I really like Manchester. And I also think people that live in Britain, they don't appreciate what we've got here. It's still all right. Do I sell Rice for Saka? If you're going to captain him, it probably makes sense. It's not a horrendous move if you're going to captain him. I'm currently in the airport. Nice one, mate. Where are you going? Start 3. Dewsbury Hall, Timber, Semenyo, Elliot Anderson, Van der Ven. Timber, Semenyo, Anderson. London is only good for a few areas. The majority, yeah. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in London. Anyway, FPL questions. That's because Thais are scared of going to Thai prison, mate. I don't want to end up in Thai prison. It looks terrifying. Dubai for 3 weeks. Oh, I love that, mate. I've got a good friend of mine who's actually started a business this year, and he went over the VAT threshold, and as soon as that happened, he moved to Dubai. But it sounds like I've got someone to go and see in Dubai, so I might go there because there's a week, isn't there, of an international, well, not an international break, but a week's break in Premier League football, and I might go to Dubai in that time. I'd just like to have a holiday. Be nice. Yeah, Thiago captain is definitely doable, mate. Definitely doable. Doku. Oh, too much for minutes risk for me. I don't think I'd get picked Doku. The thing for me with it's not that easy just to up sticks and move though. Leave all my family behind and stuff. I've got parents that are getting older and stuff. It's quite a challenge to do that. The reason I went for Haaland over Saka is because I just think Arsenal's returns are shared by a lot of the team, aren't they? And I don't think that Saka is like the absolute outstanding Arsenal asset. Do you see what I mean? Whereas I think Haaland is from Man City. So yeah. If Saudi offered you £20 million to do an FPL live show, of course, mate. I'm sorry, but £20 million would change my family's lives forever. I think anyone would say yes to that unless they had 20 million quid already, to be honest. Makes sense, cheers. Do you think Timber will actually play? Yeah, I do. I think Timber will play. I think Timber's more likely to play than Rice. I would say that for almost certain. Thoughts on Dubravka over Pickford? Yeah, probably. No, I'd pick Pickford. I'd pick Pickford. Here's some odds that might help you. How about that? Have a look at some projections. See if they help you at all. Plivias, all you have to do is look at my team. I'd be captaining Haaland out of that lot, I think. I really like Harry Wilson this week. The form that he's in. Fulham are looking good. They got a really good fixture. I don't hate it. I don't know where Timber will play. No idea where Timber's going to play. I think he does play, but it's up to Arteta where he fits. I I literally have no idea where he could feature. Who to replace for Anderson, Keane or Richards? Who to replace for Anderson? I think Michael Keane should go, because I think Branthwaite's going to be back for Everton very soon. Lance, love that mate from Malaysia. Yes, that is true actually. Rice being out does put Saka on more set pieces. That is a very good point. Triple Everton defence from Game Week 18. It's hard not to own Dewsbury Hall though, isn't it? Mbumo to Bruno. Not if he's on your bench. Definitely not. Start Burn over O'Reilly. No, I'd start O'Reilly, I think. I was thinking of doing Chow to O'Reilly as a transfer, so I think if I was wanting to do that, I have to say O'Reilly over Burn, don't I? Will Mbumo play? I think he should do. But the thing is with Mbumo, will he play within himself to protect himself from being injured for AFCON? I think that's one thing you got to think about a lot of AFCON players now. Thoughts on bringing in Hincapié over Timber? Short term, that does make sense because Timber's a little bit of a doubt. But long term, I'd say Timber. My pleasure, Simon. I hope that helped. Who do you think will be on pens for Everton when Njai is at AFCON? I have no idea. Update news, Timber out. I'm not sure that's how the news will be delivered, to be honest. Reminder to check the bathroom. We're holding on, mate. I'm in the feeling is subsided. Don't know how else to say it. Sorry, I'm just looking to see if there's any team news at all. Anything about Timber. Anything at all about Timber. No, there's nothing on Timber. Do you know how long Mateta is out for? He might have been back this week. I think Timber will play, personally. Is Ekdal or Steve a good move? Out or in? I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't stress too much about those minimum price defenders. You just pick one and stick with them, mate. If you need a bottle for stream, I don't think so. Tell players... Oh, mate, you spam my chat enough. The way you get me to answer is not spam the chat, that's for sure. I don't think we will get any Timber news either. Arsenal post on website. I don't think they did, mate. Do you think Mateta... I think there's a good chance Mateta starts, but how many minutes he gets is questionable because he's got a knee issue. Yeah. And also Glasner has been very coy about his team news as well. So saying that Mateta, like, he's hoping he'll be back, etc., doesn't really mean anything, to be honest with you. It doesn't really mean anything. Do you think double Arsenal defence with Saka or one Arsenal defender with Rice and Saka? This week, probably double Arsenal defence, considering we don't know if Rice is fit. Any thoughts on Enzo this week? Keep him because I'm a little bit unsure about Palmer. After this week, I'd get rid of him though. Why not triple Arsenal defence? Rice free kick incoming. Yeah. What do you think, bro? Hendo or Dubravka this week? I'd probably say Dubravka. I don't know who Manny is. Thoughts on Lewis Potter with no Sharda this week, no Dango next week? Just because he plays doesn't mean he's a good option, I don't think. I would still go Harry Wilson over him. Yeah, I agree on Semenyo. Salt and vinegar or prawn cocktail? Salt and vinegar, 100%. Because you've put fake news in about Arsenal, I'm not going to answer your question. Want to go for Eze and Saka instead of defender plus Saka. For this week, it's not too bad, but Eze is just, his minutes are too risky for me in the long run. Nketiah from next week, decent punt. I just think you can do better, to be honest. You could do better than Nketiah. A captain Haaland, Thiago or Saka? My answer is seen in my team, mate. Start Minte or Anderson? Which Anderson? Elliot. Oh, actually, I'd start both of them probably. Dubravka, Voltemade, Stack, and Van der Ven on the bench. Should I bench boost? Yeah, I don't mind that actually. Who to start? Chow, Xhaka, or Anderson? Fulham's Anderson. Lewis Potter is a defender in FPL. Do you think he's going to play in the front line though? Could be a decent shout. Hey, I feel like you've discovered something there. Like if he's it's not a huge risk. If people are picking Van den Berg in like Nathan Collins, why not? Yeah, but I think Isak's injured, isn't he? Sorry, guys. So it's hard to pick Isak at the moment when he's injured. And I don't think Isak or Ekitike are ever going to get like a clear run in the team, are they? Sorry, guys. Thank you for letting me know. I answered your question while you're on mute. Mbumo to Foden is worth it. I don't like Isak. I think both he and Ekitike are going to continue to share minutes for the rest of the season. Yeah. I just had my mic on mute. I was sneezing off screen or having a blow my nose off screen, and I didn't want you guys to hear it. Sanchez versus Dubravka. Who to start? Sanchez, definitely. Senesi and Rice, probably, unless you could tell me a defender that you desperately like over Senesi. Start O'Reilly or Gahey? I'd start O'Reilly. And Mbumo or Eze this week? You've got to say Eze, haven't you? Because Mbumo's off after this week. Yeah, I've answered all these questions already, but I was on mute. I'd go Bruno over Semenyo, definitely. Would you do Rodon to Estev to gain the 0.2? Not really. There's no update, so no update on that. That's what we know. Start Kelleher or Sanchez? I'd start Sanchez. Brentford have only kept 2 clean sheets this season. I think Chelsea have 8. So I would definitely start Sanchez. Triple captain Saka. Nah, wait. Haaland next week is the one. Hincapi or Timber? Long-term Timber, this week Hincapi. Start one, Voltamada. The transfers this week is ludicrous. Ow. Let's have a look. 11 million transfers. Wow. Actually, this week. 1 million transfers in for Phil Foden. How much is he owned in the game? Bloody hell, 31.9%. 1 million transfers in for Thiago. 800,000 transfers in for Bruno Fernandes. 600,000 people have bought Bruno Gomes. That's wild. Chalobah's been bought by 600,000 people. Harry Wilson's owned by 600,000 now. 6% owned in the game. Wow. People still buying Rice and Timber as well. Crazy game this, isn't it? Good old Raul Jimenez, he's up there as well. Love it. Interesting times, eh? So I guess with no update on Timber, yes. Kevin, I mean, what does my team have in it? He's in the team, mate. That's my answer. This is my FPL team. I'm not going to lie about it and change it. The only thing is captaincy and Chow. Those are the things I'm unsure about. Play Juve, Gahey or Richards? I play Gahey. I'm very doubtful of Voltamada getting a lot of minutes. I agree. Is it worth going against Haaland for Salah? Oh, no. Ekitike, I just don't think you can even be sure that Salah's going to start, really. I'm very doubtful of Voltamada getting a lot of minutes this week. I already answered that. Ekitike or Foden on free hit? Foden. Bench 1, Virgil, O'Reilly, Anderson, O'Reilly. Yeah, mate, I've done about probably 200 teams I've rated on Twitter now. I've done a ridiculous amount. Who to buy for selling Munoz? If we do 500 likes on the stream, I might do some more team reviews, but we need 500 likes for that. Who to buy for selling Munoz? If you want your team reviewed, leave a like. If we get to 500, I'll do some more. I would sell Munoz this week if you need to start the player that you're buying for him. That would be my answer. Yeah, triple captain 17 is the way to go. Worth going Salah instead of Haaland. I've already answered that. Fleming, too many penalty goals for me. Too many penalty goals. Palmer and Salah, I've already answered that. Is it fine if I bench Haaland for Raul? No. I'd say of those players, if you need to bench one, I'd probably bench Szoboszlai. You could do worse than Mbumo this week. The only thing is, how will he play with AFCON looming? Oh, guys, I do need the loo. I'm going to have to nip to the loo. I'll be a minute. We're back. Sorry about that. I know a few people would have dropped off then, but I've been live for 3.5 hours and I needed to use the loo. Yeah, like I said, if we do 500 likes on the stream, I'll do some more team reviews. God, it's amazing. We lost like 100 people when I nipped off to the loo then. Oh well. Just to watch Chelsea tomorrow, I need to be up at 2 a.m. Fair enough, man. That's going to be some commitment. And Bumo/White or Eze/Cucurella on a free hit. Bumo/White, Eze/Cucurella. Eze/Cucurella. Should I use my remaining 2 transfers for Cunha and Dewsbury Hall instead of Njai and Enzo? No. I don't think that makes sense. I wouldn't buy Dewsbury Hall right now. The fixtures for Everton are just a little bit too tough. I think I would do Njai to Harry Wilson and keep Enzo. Fev, your answer is in my team. Like I said, we'll do some more team reviews if we hit 500 likes. Salah on free hit, I've already answered that 3 times. I hope it's just the allergies. Yeah, I don't have flu, mate. It's my swimming trunks and the chlorine that's been in my room as a result of accidentally leaving them in here. Your sleep schedule is cooked. Yeah, I'm not surprised, mate. You could just sleep, record the game, and watch it back without any spoilers. I always feel, honestly, good sleep is so valuable. It's worth whatever it would cost you to be able to record the game, I think. Sell Voltemada. I wouldn't desperately sell him, but I don't think I wouldn't buy him either, to be honest with you. I think he's going to be sharing minutes with Wissa for the rest of the season now, really. I don't really know. Yeah, I just think he's going to be sharing minutes, isn't he? Sorry, I'm just checking my messages on Twitter, see if anyone sent me anything useful to share. I also struggle when I'm recording videos as well, but I can cut them so you can't tell. I think I've got to the bottom of what the issue is, though. There were 2 things doing it. Was a dusty light, which I've fixed, and I think it's swimming trunks in here as well. So I'm not going to keep them in this room, and hopefully I'll be okay. Sleep until 1. I wish I could do that. I don't have that in me, mate. I need to get up and do something. Thoughts on Ben White on a free hit? Yeah. I just go Hincapi, mate. Don't think twice, just get Hincapi. I think Hincapi is the one if you're on a free hit this week. This week I've been fairly protective of it because I had Njai and Mateta and wanted to get Foden. I knew those 2 would go down and Foden would. Well, he's been bought by 1 million. No, it's not linked to the mic, mate. I know it's all good. But he's been bought by 1 million players this week. So yeah. Maybe we could have a go on the mic thing as well, actually. That's a good idea. Maybe that's the third thing to cut down on. Semenyo out for Forensic. Who's Forensic? I'm intrigued by who your phone auto-corrected Forensic to. Auto-corrected to Forensic. Are you considering captaining Saka? Yes. Yes, I certainly am. Would you do Saka plus 4 million defender with 0 in the bank, or another mid plus O'Reilly? Josh, it depends if you... Do you think Saka is the best captain this week? If your answer to that question is yes, then I would almost certainly bring him in. That's kind of my logic there, really. That's my logic there. Starting to lean towards Thiago captain. I think he's one of like 4 or 5 players you could go for. Saka, Bruno, Foden, Thiago, Haaland. They're all captainable. Palmer or Rodgers on a free hit? Neither, mate. Why'd you keep getting aired? With Gakpo injured, is it worth having a -4 hit on either Saka, Eze or Foden? Or if Haaland? I don't know. It's hard to answer that without knowing the rest of your team. Who else could you play in place of Gakpo before you take the hit? Cash over burn. Probably this week, yeah. Actually, I don't hate Rodgers, but I think you can do better. Is there a Fulham midfielder? Harry Wilson. Definitely. Need a defender to replace Munoz. I have Hincapié, Timber, O'Reilly and Lacroix already. You don't need a midfielder to replace him, really. You could go for one of the minimum price players, or Joachim Andersen would be my replacement, to be honest with you. Or you could just go Gahey, keep on Palace, but I'd probably go Joachim Andersen would be my gut feel. God, we've nearly been live for 4 hours, ladies and gents. I need a coffee. That's what I need. I need a coffee. Thoughts on my free hit? Thank you for the super chat, man. That's very generous of you. Leno, Chalobah, Hincapié, Lewis Skelly, Saka, Foden. Yeah, I like that. I would want a Fulham player in there, I think, is the only thing I'd say. Perhaps Harry Wilson or Raul over Ekitike or Dango. But other than that, mate, you're laughing. Great team. Good week to free hit. We might do. I'll be wrapping up my stream in about 20 minutes time. So probably, what was I going to say? I probably won't get any leaks myself, but we might get some. No one really cares for a Chelsea or Liverpool leaks. And you won't get an Arsenal one because it's too late. The game's too late. It's 6.5 hours after the deadline. I don't think we'll get a leak for that. And I don't think most people can predict who's going to start for Chelsea, Liverpool, and all that. I don't think a Liverpool leak is that. Timber is a knock. Should I replace him? No. I think I said it's genuinely my odds for Timber to start are about the same as what FPL says. I think he's 75 to 80% to play this week. So I wouldn't stress too much. Wouldn't deep it too much. I would do Njai to Wilson. Eze or Haaland, Haaland. I always want to captain a penalty taker, I think. Unless it's a double game week, I would always look to captain a penalty taker. Palmer's confirmed to start. Not exactly. Not exactly. Semenyo out for Foden straight swap, but leaves no cash. Yeah, I think that's fine. With Palmer still being uncertain. I think Enzo is still okay. Watkins, Raul, or Ekitike. Raul Jimenez, the one I've got. One thing I would say is you can answer a lot of your own questions, I reckon, by looking at my team. I wouldn't take a -4 for Semenyo to Bruno. I don't think I'd do that. I'd definitely pick Gahey over Shaw. Definitely. After this week, Gahey is absolutely fine again. It's just while he plays City. Leeds, Tottenham, Fulham next 3. Good fixtures. Hopefully that helped you, Shaker Maker, by the way. I'll give you a like for that one. I appreciate that. Do I buy Timber or Hincapi for a back 4 or add Wilson for a mid 5? I have wild card to play in Game Week 19. Buy Timber or Hincapi for a back 4 or add Wilson for a midfield 5. Timber or Hincapi. Long term, I think I'd pick Timber, you know. Rice illness replace? No. I think he has a good chance he plays. I would personally say I think Timber is more likely to start than Rice is, but they both probably play. Why did you sell Semenyo? I did it a long time ago. I sold him for Elliot Anderson because it allowed me to afford all the other moves that I wanted to make with my team. Mbumo should play, mate. There's no direct news on him, but he should play. Lacroix or Mitchell? Lacroix. Definitely Lacroix. Mitchell doesn't get attack and returns or DEFCON. Lacroix is a DEFCON monster, so I'd say him. My glasses are a bit funky at the moment. Let's sort them out. Ooh, I made it worse. There we go. Why Anderson over Tete? Because Anderson gets DEFCON every game and Tete does basically nothing in that regard. So start Gahey over Shaw, yes. Ooh. I'd actually start Shaw, I think. No, I'd start Gahey, actually. He could get DEFCON, couldn't he? Yeah, I'd start Gahey. Why not? Why not? Foden or Saka? Saka. I might do something ridiculous. Captain Hincapi. Too risky. I thought Maresca said he'll start, just not every game. Yeah, that's what he said, but I think if he's starting not every game, he's still not. That doesn't confirm that he's going to start, does it? Start, but not every game. I mean, that means he's not going to start every game. That's what I take away from that. Saka or Rice? Definitely Saka over Rice, I think. Penalty taker. Captain Haaland or Fernandes? Check my team, mate. I'm on Haaland at the moment. I definitely think Saka's a captain-worthy option, but I'm on Haaland. I can't not. I thought Maresca said he'll start, just not every game. Yeah, sorry, we've already covered that. Keep the questions coming in. We'll be wrapping up the stream soon. 15 more minutes and then we're done. That'll mean I've been live for 4 hours. That was a pretty good stream, that, I think. As streams go, it's been a good one. Isn't Thiago yes, definitely. Why do you think people are avoiding Villa players? Because there's only really one you'd want to pick, I think. I just don't have a huge feeling of trust in their defence. Ollie Watkins has been in and out of the team and in poor form. Rodgers has been okay, but not like killing it. I think Rodgers is the only Villa player I would pick. I'll be honest with you. Will Njai play? Very likely. Will Rice start? I'd say 75 to 80% Rice will start. I think I'd put Rice and Timber put Timber slightly ahead of Rice, but I think they both probably play if you were to hold a gun to my head and ask me. But that doesn't mean I'm sure of it. It's just my personal opinion. Sanchez or Kelleher? Probably Kelleher, actually, just looking at Brentford's fixtures. I have Palmer now, but when do you reckon will be the best time to bring him in? I don't know. When Maresca says he's done with all his injuries, really. I think the best time to bring him in is when he's completely clear of injuries. There's nothing else to say on it, really, other than that, I think. What else is there going on? I want a 3-week punt. Timber, Hincapié, I'd go Wilson. Yeah, I've already answered that. I have Palmer now, but when do you reckon the best time to bring him in would be? Yeah, I've already answered that as well. Sorry, I keep repeating questions. Which do you prefer, Raya or Wilson, or Raya and Wilson? Shall I triple captain Saka? No. Triple captain Haaland next week. Minte or Gahey? Probably just Gahey with the DEFCON and attacking return potential, I think. Start either Gahey or Goodmanson. I think Gahey's almost matching Minte for attacking returns this season. Start either Gahey or Goodmanson, or use free transfer Anderson to... Yeah, I do Munoz to Anderson and start him. Suggest me a midfielder and a defender. Joachim Anderson, Harry Wilson. Would you go Saka to Rice next week if it allows to get Foden in? See how Foden does this week. With wildcard to play in Gameweek 19, do you go Timber, Hincapié or Wilson? I've already answered that. I need to transfer in an Arsenal defender. I'd still say long-term Timber is, but you're obviously carrying a little bit of risk that he doesn't play this week. But if I were to tell you one Arsenal defender long-term, it's Timber, isn't it? Thoughts on bringing in Ben White? Short-term, I don't like him. Hincapié's the one. Just don't think twice, get Hincapié. It depends really on Palmer, I'll be honest. I think he could be a must-have at some point. But he needs to start. He needs to actually produce something in the league for that to happen, I think. He's not really done it this season so far, has he? Matt, check my team. That's my call at the moment. I completely agree with the sentiment of both of those calls that you've made. I also think with Saka, it's not just the minutes risk, it's the share of returns around the Arsenal attack. Like, they've got so many good players in their attack now, Arsenal. I just don't think you can put your finger on where the goals will come from. That's my sort of overarching feeling on Saka. In addition to, obviously, I think he'll start, no question about it. But with Madueke, Martinelli, all those kind of players, there's a chance that he gets an early sub, I think. What's a good differential striker to replace João Pedro, Raul Jimenez? Which to start one this week? Anderson, Welbeck. I'd actually play Welbeck, I think. A bit of fun. Saka minutes risk versus Haaland versus tough Palace defence. Yeah, already answered that. Sorry. Wilson, like it. Hey dude, good to see you. Have BVD, Anderson, Timber starting. No. VVD, Anderson, Timber's fine. That'd be fine, mate. I wouldn't do it. Keep your transfer. De Ligt replacements, Joachim Anderson, Hincapié, Timber, O'Reilly. That would be my shortlist. Start 3, bench 3. I would start Gahey, Minte and Welbeck. I don't think Esteval will begin to get starts. What more could he do than what he's done to get starts? And he's still not starting every game. So I don't think he'll ever be a surefire thing. It's just my overarching thoughts on him, but yeah. That's how I feel about it. What else we got? Start Welbeck or Xhaka? Welbeck. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. There will be obviously one coming out tonight. Replacing Bumo this week or next week? Next week, I think. There's a lot of if, buts, maybes and Neto dropping off or being sold, isn't there? Too many for me. Too many if, buts and maybes there. We're nearly done with the stream, I think. How long we got? 8 minutes left. 8 minutes left, and then I can go and have a coffee and go to the gym. Oh, blimey, guys, it's been a... Whoa. SJ7 Gamer, I'm not really sure I understand the question. Yeah, free hit does indeed cancel all of your transfers. That is true. Andy, we've had I'll be honest, this has been, I think, in terms of viewers, likes, subs, the single best deadline stream I have ever done. It has been incredible. We've had 14,000 people tune in this morning. 14,000 people have watched me talk about FPL, which is mental. Yeah, absolutely huge. Use 3 free transfers. I'm not sure if using a 4th is worth it. I actually do think it's worth it. Will Rice, because Njai you want to get out of your team because he's going to AFCON. I would do it this week. Will Rice play today? Don't know. Pretty sure he will, but I'm not 100%. I don't think I'm going to sell Chow. I think this is going to be it. I don't think Madueke starts the game, but I do think he comes on at some point and gets minutes. I don't think he starts, though. I'll be honest. Don't think he starts. Been a great stream. I've enjoyed it, mate. It's been good fun. What a crazy week this is going to be in FPL, though. Everyone using their transfers. If Timber does not start, would you go Senesi? Near guaranteed DEFCON versus O'Reilly. Bournemouth have I can't seriously recommend Senesi with all the damage he's done to me in recent weeks. I'm not hoping on the Foden train. I reckon he's a bit off a run. We'll see, mate. Not sure I can agree. I think he's good. I think Foden is good. I think Foden is decent, mate. Do you think people that are saying stick with they will cap Saka are not going to? Yeah. I think if I did, I'd bottle it last minute and give it to Haaland. Thank you, mate. That's what we do. I love to see other people win. That's what it's all about, man. I think one of the greatest, like, I don't know, one of the most satisfying thing you can do is help other people and celebrate other people, isn't it? I can see lots of people upset with rotation risks, yeah. At least I've got, hopefully, players on the bench that can come in if I need them. Are you captaining Haaland? Haaland is my captain, mate. I think I'm going to do it. So is taking Rice a good option, or should we swap for another Arsenal midfielder? I'd probably pick Saka over Rice, to be honest, especially because he's a captain option this week. Your question is hard to understand, though. Thank you, Uwa. Yes, we've got some merch. Please leave a like rating on the stream as well. 450 likes would be cool. We're on 449 at the moment. Captain Eze, Thiago, or Haaland? It's got to be Thiago, hasn't it? Those. Oh, sorry, it's got to be Haaland of those three. Yeah, teacher must be satisfied. Cheers, Uwa. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you very, very much. Can't believe I've not done this already, Andy. There you go. How about that? Right. 2 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're nearly done, aren't we? What a stream. Let's just see the scores on the doors at the end of it, right? Let's just have a look. 14,488 people have watched this stream this morning. Crazy. Thank you everyone very much. There are some of the other big boys are going to go live now. Well, the other ones, I'm not a big boy, you know what I mean. So, yeah. I'll have a video out tonight. Hypercars with John, eh? What cars are we talking about? I wouldn't captain a Fulham player. My pleasure. Very glad to stream for you. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Yeah, incredible stream. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm going to go have a coffee, try and wake myself up before a big lift in the gym. It's going to be a big strength block day today, so we're going to be lifting heavy. So I need to be as fresh as possible for it. Oh, cheers everyone. I will. Well, I'll be probably online tomorrow morning for a stream, and then obviously do my usual Saturday evening upload later on to go out at 10. So all of that will happen. What games have we got on today? Arsenal Wolves. Yeah, it'd be fine. I will. See you later. Have a good day, everyone. Goodbye.